Hello and welcome. It is Team Modern Super League time once again. I'm Randy Bueller, joined by Paul Cheon and Dan Musser. Welcome, guys.
It's good to be here.
What's happening?
Well, Magic is happening soon. Top of the hour. We've got our match queued up. You guys are coming to us from Wizards of the Coast headquarters. It is going to be the play design team from Inside Magic R&D, and they're taking on Channel Fireball. They already took out Reed Duke, Gab Nassif, took out Pamplemousse last time in a crazy awesome 4-3 match. Are you guys going to do it again? Are you going to claim the first spot in the top four?
That's our hope.
Well,
right?
We didn't go in too confident last time, so I don't want to sound overconfident. If we just assume that we'll do average, maybe we'll get there.
We are definitely going to win. We're going to win it all because this is the only thing we can do now where actually winning means something. So this is literally the only tournament in the year where we can actually win something. So we just we're giving it our all here. Slightly different approach than Dan Musser, but still going to be hopefully effective here.
And yeah, I certainly know when I was in R&D, it was a totally different feeling because once you're inside R&D, the reward for winning is usually that they take your toys away. They're like, that card's ridiculous. No, we have to change that card.
Yeah. Basically, a sign of you, making you knowing that you did your job was when your deck is thrown into the trash can and you move on.
Absolutely true.
Every time
but it did sound like from Paul Cheon, we got the no losses guarantee. You've said you're going to go undefeated tonight. You guarantee no losses.
No, I said we're going to win.
Yeah.
But Paul, you personally, I'm trying to set you up to explain the complete roster overhaul. So much depth, so much talent inside the play design team that you guys are actually running a completely new lineup of players this week.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If you I don't know if you follow other sports, depth is very important. Because, you have to give kind of the starters some time to rest. And in this case, we needed about a month or so. And so now we have our bench guys here, trying to fill in for the 10 to 15 minutes that we might need them for.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's exactly how I describe it, but we'll go with it. We'll let you rest on your ego. It's fine.
All right. But so the lineup for people who maybe didn't follow the news on Twitter, Dan Musser is on the team tonight, along with Andrew Brown, who is going to be playing the first match, and then Michael Majors is also in a starting role. One of your three pilots for this week.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yes, we have a great lineup here. We have Andrew Brown. Basically, this is kind of like the only deck that he's really played since he started working here.
We won't give away any secrets, but yeah. Do people know what decks we're starting with?
Not yet.
Certainly we're allowed to talk about the opening match, yes. And so it's Andrew Brown who's up first. And yeah, tell me about what he's playing and why.
He's definitely playing Ad Nauseam because it's the only modern deck he knows how to play. That's a little bit of a stretch, but we're starting him there, giving him sending him to the Wolves first, see how he swims with the Sharks.
Yeah, I think this is actually a modern deck. He physically owns all the cards, and anytime he goes to like a Friday Night Magic, this is the only deck he plays. He's just like, I'm playing modern. Why should I bother interacting? I'm gonna just play like a cool combo deck. So he actually knows like this deck inside and out. So like just kind of going into this week, we were just like, yeah, Andrew Brown locking in Ad Nauseam. I think he's going to play it, as one of the best pilots out there for sure.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the other side, on the Channel Fireball side of this opening match, it's funny, you guys are the only two teams that submitted official subs when the season began. I told all the teams, if you want to, you can have a sub. CFB had Matt Nass as their sub / coach / deck building, bizarro expert guy. You guys basically had the rest of the play design team. So they have pulled the trigger on their substitute as well. Matt Nass will be playing. He will be kicking off. And I mentioned that to you guys right before the call started. And I think I heard a prediction as to what you think he's on.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be on some kind of combo deck, right? Like that's Matt Nass's thing. And not only that, I believe he actually recently played a Grand Prix with Card-Clan Ironworks. So yep. I think it's going to be Matt Nass on Card-Clan Ironworks. That would be my guess.
You are correct. Yeah, Matt Nass did, in fact, top 8 the Grand Prix last weekend. So 2 days ago, he, I believe, made the semifinals before he finally got knocked off in a super close, tight, like the Bob flip could have sent him to the finals, but the guy flipped a 1 CMC while on 2 life. Crazy awesome match. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just a straight up race, right? Both of these decks have very, very little interaction. And I mean, I think the die roll is going to be really, really important here.
reasonable. I haven't seen a lot of the Krark-Clan Ironworks in action. It sounds like between Matt and I know he's always testing with Sam Pardee, they've actually kind of improved on the shell a little bit, and they seem really happy that they might have actually broken it.
Oh dear.
Oh, well, I've actually gotten the opportunity to play with the Krark-Clan Ironworks deck a bit, and it is a very, very powerful game one deck. Kind of most artifact strategies tend to do that game one. But one of the main issues that I found when I was playing the deck is that it is both vulnerable to graveyard hate and artifact hate. And those are very commonly played in sideboards. Cards like Rest in Peace and Stony Silence are really, really strong against this strategy. The problem was we didn't really register too many of those.
I was about to ask, do you have any copies of Stony Silence in your sideboard?
We do. I don't know if you checked out our spicy sauce deck.
The spicy
beautiful
sauce.
Wargate concoction. Of course, it's
I
permanent.
want you to tell me about this deck because I did check it out, and I'm still not completely convinced I understand it.
Save your questions for Michael when he gets on. That's his special.
This was a
deck.
Michael Major special, much like most of our brews. And we were trying to break down kind of our matchups for today, and then we had the Wargate deck, and we were staring at it. We were like, "All right, where are we going to bring this in?"
So
we're still trying to figure that out.
It's likely awful, but there's a chance it's great. We don't know.
Likely awful, but there's a chance it's great. All right.
Yes.
So for people who maybe haven't checked out the deck list, just hit ! Deck list. You can get the link. You can go check this out. You too can try to sort out what on earth is going on. I mean, look, I get Bring to Light so that you don't have to have 4 copies of Scapeshift and a Scapeshift's kill deck. That part made sense to me, but 4 copies of Wargate? Really?
Well, you can use the Wargate to search out Valakut, and I think the idea of the deck is you're trying to turbo out Valakuts with Prismatic Omen. So it's meant to be try to be a little bit faster, but of course you also have that toolboxy nature to the deck, so you're not kind of drawing that to like a wide variety of strategies.
All right. Well, that'll be later. Hopefully, I certainly hope we get the Prismatic Wargate deck on camera at some point. They'll have to choose to play it, but it sounds like they may. When it's Mike Majors' turn, we'll probably see that. Meanwhile, however, you guys ready for a race? We're gonna go watch Matt Nass against Andrew Brown.
Let's do it.
Come on, Andrew.
I want you to lift me up so high, a place that no one's ever been. Take me to oblivion.
All right, here we go. Round 1, Andrew Brown with an Ad Nauseam deck against Matt Nass with his latest combo shenanigan, the Krark-Clan Ironworks deck.
Yeah, both
I see Efro in chat saying that the nice thing about having Matt Nass playing KCI is that he's a prohibitive favorite against all 5 of your decks.
Wow.
I have no idea how true that is, but we'll see if he can pull a Gab Nassif.
It's a lot of confidence. Andrew did keep a very slow hand. He needs mana. I mean, he's got the combo with the Ad Nauseam and the Angel's Grace, but he does really need to find out Lotus Bloom to be able to actually keep up with Matt Nass, especially because Matt went first, and he does have the mindset. Although Matt doesn't have a Krark-Clan Ironworks, so maybe he just never finds one.
Yeah, so we're missing mana, but have all the pieces. He's missing one of the pieces, but has pretty much all the mana.
Right.
Right. Bottle Trigger.
Ooh,
finds
not yet.
Now there's a Terrarion. Do you have the Scrap Trawler, which is one of the keys to the KCI deck? That's the one that turns on the most savage of the recursion. Gemstone Mine and a Spirit Guide is about as good as you guys could have hoped for.
I wonder how jealous Matt Nass is of the fact that we're actually playing Wargate. We submitted a Wargate deck because when for the last Pro Tour, when I went to actually check up on Team Channel Fireball, they had a small ban list, and it was specifically for Matt Nass. And these are cards that you're not allowed to test for the Pro Tour. Terrarion was one of them, which he's playing, and the other one was Wargate.
I think they've retconned it though, such that Terrarion was only banned in Scapeshift decks.
Fair enough.
Terrarion inside Ironworks, they would have allowed.
We're just a land away from going off. It looks like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we just need a mana source next turn.
And then he can't actually cast the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That way.
No, because there's 4 Simian Spirit Guides in the deck, so awesome. He can. Oh, come on, just a land.
All right. Well, first Matt Nass is cycling, setting up. Things haven't. He still hasn't found the Krark-Clan Ironworks, and his deck basically doesn't function without it. So Ancient Stirrings is the only colored card in this Ironworks list. Obviously, its job is to go find the Ironworks.
I don't think he can actually. Yeah, he can't actually play the Ironworks this turn, right? I guess he can cycle that Chromatic Sphere and just draw Ironworks. Okay, good. He missed.
So the Ironworks deck used to have.
Oh, he found
it. Fail rate.
Nice. Yeah, the Scrap Trawler has really plugged up some of the.
All right,
the deck.
Land, please, just be there.
Pretty much have to be there.
Come on. No.
Oh, it's a Serum Visions. So Andrew Brown does have enough mana to cast his Ad Nauseam, but without playing Angel's Grace first, he'll just die.
He found a pact. Yeah, he found a pact. You could put the pact on top
and the Pentad Prism, right? Okay, so actually he has a Pentad Prism. Oh, but the pact is on top.
Yeah, he's scrying, seeing the Pact of Negation. That doesn't. Okay, he's going to Serum Visions it into his hand.
If the KCI does get pacted, I think Matt is pretty far behind.
Right, because he doesn't have the mana to play it twice in one turn.
Paying the upkeep is going to sting a little.
It's 1 mana.
Oh, you just burn the Angel's Grace that way, but then you can't cast the Ad Nauseam, right?
Well, if he plays Serum Visions and scryed a land to the top, he has access to actually playing the Ad Nauseam as well. So this is actually really, really nice for Andrew.
All right. Well, I was going to say, we'll see how it plays out. Here comes the Krark-Clan Ironworks. Andrew Brown knows this is likely the game. He hasn't seen the Scrap Trawler technically, but does not hesitate. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that makes me think he has a land on top.
He did play a Serum Vision. He's scryed too, so it's really likely that he has a mana source on top here. So I think we got this. Come on, Andrew. Pay for pact. Cast Angel's Grace.
Pact trigger.
He's playing so fast.
Keeping it tight.
He's playing
keeping
so
it tight for team play design. Land.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Wow, is this a really good matchup?
Do you think Matt's gonna make him do it? You think Matt's gonna make him do it?
Yeah, Matt's definitely gonna let him do it. Oh, come on!
All right, so presumably most of you have seen Ad Nauseam before, but Angel's Grace means Andrew Brown can't lose the game this turn. Ad Nauseam, sure, he's taking damage equal to the converted mana cost of every card he flips over, but whatever, -14, not a problem. The basic combo is you draw your entire deck, you use 3 copies of Simian Spirit Guide to generate 3 red mana. That allows you to play the singleton copy of Lightning Storm, and then discard all the lands from your hand to kill the opponent with Lightning Storm.
I'm glad Randy is doing an excellent job of describing how this deck works.
I learned
while me and Dan just dance around in celebration.
It was a pretty good game.
Yeah.
The turn 4 kill for Andrew, even though he kept what? Land Visions.
He kept a 1 land.
1 lander with the combo in hand.
Yeah, he did.
He basically had a mulligan to 5 with the 2 spoils in his hand. They weren't going to do anything.
All right. Okay.
Hey.
So Matt just makes him show the Lightning Storm, and he knows he can't win from there. So Game one to the ad nauseum player. Matt's draw was actually faster. That is, I guess they both had turn 4 kills. Matt was on the play, so he would have won the game, but Pact of Negation got the job done.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need a new Iona that can name artifacts or colorless.
Well, we might be able to do something.
Is that our job?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if there's anyone who can make that card happen,
somebody needs to make a card. God, if only there was somebody I could maybe go to for that. All right, so what do you think? What do you think Andrew goes with here?
I don't think he needs to do a ton.
So
I don't like any of the gift stuff. I don't like the big mid-range stuff.
He's taking out the Light Maniac. I guess Lightning Storm is probably just good enough. Although I'm afraid, because like Matt, I guess Matt only has one Brutality, but if he Brutalities the Lightning Storm away, we just lose.
Yeah, you're supposed to mulligan most hands with the Lightning Storm, I believe.
Okay.
For that reason.
And the reanimation plan just doesn't do anything here, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's more for mid-range, and
I like how both players are just like don't know what to sideboard. They have almost nothing. Like, what did Matt bring in? Explosives?
Explosives is good against what? The Prism and the Lotus?
Yeah, disrupt the mana a little bit.
Ooh, Andrew sided out of Plains. I love it. They put in the Talaria West.
Talaria West for additional Pact of Negations, right? You could transmute for them if you wanted.
Yep. Coin Truth is at a crucial moment. Also sounds pretty brutal.
Yeah. Even if it buys you a turn, like if Matt plays out like Ironworks in response, you bounce the Trawler, and then he probably doesn't have enough to go off.
Have you ever played against Ad Nauseam and you just have like no good sideboard options? So you boarded things like Nature's Claim just to the off chance you can maybe hold a couple lands and like pop one of your own things and gain a little bit of life.
Yes,
I think the Lotus Bloom and that before they get to their main phase isn't awful.
Yeah, usually when I do that, they just cast Ad Nauseam off of it.
But sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, what was the logic in putting up Ad Nauseam first?
So we thought they would lead on either the KCI deck or Hollow One, and we thought that Ad Nauseam was a positive matchups in both of those.
To be fair, we weren't.
Logic.
Yeah, we weren't 100% on the KCI matchup, but I thought maybe the Ad Nauseam deck was a little bit faster, and it has some points of interactivity, right? Because you have that Pact of Negation.
The Pact of Negation was the whole game in the first game.
Yeah.
Counterspells on the crucial turn are usually pretty good against the Ironworks deck.
Yeah.
For whatever it's worth, they were actually planning to lead on the Humans deck. I had Matt Nass lined up to do pregame commentary. But you guys banned the Humans deck. And
that's odd.
Suddenly I had to line you guys up for pregame.
We thought they expected us to ban Humans.
Yeah,
they might have. I was just talking to Matt.
Especially with the Storm ban.
Yeah, well, so basically, we submitted 2 combo decks. Oh, we got to.
Oh
wow, what a start for Andrew.
The whole world in our hands.
Jeez.
This is how it's done.
You have to wait for the Lotus Bloom to suspend down, though, right?
Yeah, that's true. And on the draw, maybe it's not fast enough.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think it's turn 4 again, right?
Yeah, I mean, Matt Ness still has to find an Ironworks here.
Fair. You guys are set up to win the game on turn 4 is what it looks like.
Yeah. I do like a lot of the adjustments, because this is way different than, like, I played the Ironworks deck when it was, like, kind of first became a thing with the Scrap Trawler, and now it looks like it's really been, no! I was talking, Matt Ness. That was so rude of you to find the perfect piece while I was talking. Come on, man.
That accelerates our game plan a little bit.
Okay.
And you can't quite do...
No, you'd have to
You
draw.
still can't do turn 3, right?
You have to draw an Angel's Grace.
I don't, yeah.
But even then, he's only got 5 mana, right?
Oh, those are 2 tap lands. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Matt can play an Ironworks this turn.
You can play Ironworks, sack Mindstone, sack Darksteel.
The land, and then play Trawler.
Get this Chromatic Star.
But the thing is, it's pretty unlikely that that Andrew wins next turn, right? He needs to have Spirit Guide plus Angel's Grace plus land plus...
Yeah, I would plan on Andrew winning the turn the Lotus Bloom comes off if I was Matt.
Yeah.
Right. The question in Matt is, Spirit Guide does give you the ability to win next turn before the Lotus Bloom finishes suspending. But, I mean, what's he going to do here?
Right.
Yeah, it looks like he's just resolving it.
All right. So he's crossing his fingers and hoping he gets to untap.
Right.
Lotus Bloom down to 1 counter.
Okay.
Andrew might actually be tempted here to transmute Talaria West for a Pact of Negation.
Ah.
just to stay alive. I believe the Lotus Bloom is coming into play next turn,
Don't
right?
have. Yes, it is.
So
How
you
are you-
can technically pay for it if you trigger. If you stack the pact with the Lotus Bloom, you can put the
Uh-huh.
Lotus Bloom into play first and then pay for it.
Sure.
But Matt has access to a ton of mana, and he can use the Inventor Sphere to find another copy of Scrap Trawler if he wants.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a winning line. That seems like a not dying line.
Yeah, I mean, he can't really win this turn, right?
No, he has to
No.
pray that.
Yeah,
he
the
doesn't
question is,
die.
I mean, he doesn't necessarily want to give away his odds of winning on turn 4, though, just to not die on Matt's turn 4.
Yeah, so this is
All
this
right.
is a turn 4 out of Matt. There is a chance that Matt.
There's not a lot of cost to cycling for the. I mean, Transmuting Teleria West has very little cost here, doesn't right?
It eats up 2 mana sources.
Oh wow.
All right. Well, he goes for
Okay.
Phyrexian Unlife.
Okay.
So,
Okay, here we go.
Matt
Do
Nash
your worst.
untapped.
All right, get ready for a really long turn because that's generally this Ironworks deck. It takes a really long time. Lots of cycling, lots of mana generation. Here we go.
I know Matt likes the way that he doesn't have to count mana when he plays this on Magic Online. So what is going on? What is Matt Nash trying to accomplish here?
All right, so we're going to sacrifice a bunch of artifacts to crack Clan Ironworks to generate mana. Those artifacts will go to the graveyard and trigger Scrap Trawler, returning an artifact with lesser CMC back to Matt's hand. He'll play that, and each time he plays something with 2 or less mana, he either breaks even or nets mana. Some of these cards will draw him into more cards, like these Terrarions we're seeing.
Yeah, and I like how the Terrarion is getting engineered explosives, whose whole job right now is just be a 0 mana artifact that he can pick up.
Yep.
And now he
Okay.
found an Opal, which generates even more mana.
Yeah, it generates an extra one, the third. Usually playing this deck, you try not to play your land for as long as possible so you can slam an Inventor Sphere. So I think we're going to see Matt use Inventor Sphere maybe twice this turn.
What's he getting with the Inventor Sphere?
You're a
Okay.
retriever, apparently. That one dies, it gets an artifact back. So there's a loop here that just goes infinite, right?
With Mirror Retriever and Scrap Trawler, you have it
Yeah.
have infinite?
Yeah. So he gets to draw his deck here.
Eventually he'll find Emrakul.
Yeah.
Right, and the build is he's drawing to Emrakul.
Yeah, and Matt's clearly played this deck a ton. He's
Yeah, you can
he's
tell
going
by
through
how
this
fast.
really fast.
He
Yeah.
he probably knows that his kill is rudimentary from here. He knows he can go off. He's just making sure that he does it in enough time to not bore the audience.
Yeah. Cycle through, cycle through. The Mirror Retriever. Yeah, this has really been fine-tuned.
Mm-hmm.
The addition of like the Inventor Sphere, also the Ancient Stirrings with the Retriever.
I really love the addition of the Buried Ruin. I've actually played this deck at a Grand Prix.
Oh, yeah?
It was not pretty. It was in its infancy when we still had
Right.
Mural Battlesphere in the deck,
Mm.
and it was not tuned, but it was very powerful and mostly lost to itself.
Yeah, I believe actually Shaheen Sarani played this
Mhm.
at the Pro Tour, and he went like 7-3 or 8-2 with the deck. Do you remember?
He
had
went. I don't know.
he had a pretty good
It was
record with the deck.
Definitely positive.
Yeah, and I know that Matt started, I believe, from that list and started tweaking into the list. That it wasn't just him, right? Two of his buddies showed up to the Grand Prix last weekend. They all showed up playing this Ironworks deck, and they just felt like they had taken it to the next level. Now, some of that is card choice. I know they tweaked the list a little bit, but some of it was also just understanding all the interactions and all the loops you can set up with Scrap Trawler. Like there's a you can go to the Daily MTG if you want. If you look into the Grand Prix coverage from last weekend, Corbin Hostler actually wrote up the loop they found where you can go off a turn earlier than previously thought if you So Andrew Brown has seen enough. He knows he's dead. The loop had in fact gone infinite at
Look
that
at that,
point,
the People's Champion. He just knew concedes.
Yeah.
Didn't let him play it out.
So there was an Emrakul, but it was in the sideboard, so he would have actually had to do the Pyrite Spellbomb loop
Which would have taken a very long time.
with
Oh.
the extra 10, especially with the extra 10 life he had from the poison,
Right.
would have just taken.
Yeah, and
Decades.
I mean, this is how important the die roll is in this matchup. Like, if Andrew was on the play that game, he would have won. So now,
Ooh.
back on the
You told me
play.
that was important, but Andrew broke serve in the first game.
He did.
That's that
Pact of Negation was very important there.
Anyway, if you want to understand the intricacies and the tech that Matt Nass came up with to make this deck just that little bit better, do go check out the Grand Prix coverage from last weekend.
Yeah, I read the Corbin article, and I was kind of blown away that no one had thought about that sooner.
Yeah, it's something about paying the cost for Chromatic Sphere by sacrificing more artifacts than you need for the one colorless. Like there's an opportunity to get more triggers than you thought you could get. I'm not going to get it right off the top of my head.
Yeah, it was very complicated, and I think one of the easiest ways to think about it is when you click on a card in your hand in Magic Online, it highlights your lands, but it also highlights Krark Clan Ironworks basically as a land.
It is certainly a mana
that's a
source that
mulligan,
you
right?
can use to pay for things.
Ooh,
I don't play ad nauseam.
I don't know about this hand. We can spoils for both things, but
I think we
it's
can do
pretty
better.
risky.
And Matt Ness doesn't have a lot of disruption, so I think we.
Matt's hand looks not great either. It doesn't have any of the little bobbles that replace themselves.
What do we have
It's
here?
two opals and no way to turn it on.
This is
Yeah.
better.
Oh, but Matt has the Gemstone Cavern.
He does have the gemstone.
That's how
Cavern,
you
does
break
he?
serve. No, why?
Oh, okay, but he gets rid of it. Thank goodness.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, the hand, even with gemstone cavern, it only becomes it's still a mulligan with the second opal.
All right, both players keep.
At least the City of Brass it's not really punishing in this matchup.
It's the least punishing matchup to have that in.
All right. We got the land for the Prism. Just need to find the pieces off those sleight of hands.
Mhm.
And Matt, that's probably looking for a Mind Stone here or some kind of ramp effect. So yeah,
Yeah, I would
we
go with
got-
the ramp effect or the scrap trawler. And if you find both in this 5 stack, what do you pick? Probably this trawler still?
possibly.
Oh,
Mox Opal is the card he kept. So that'll get him a turn 3.
Oh, getting closer. Getting closer.
love it.
Next turn, we get the double sleight of hand for mana and a win condition. Or sorry, an Angel's Grace /
Right. You still need you need an Angel's Great. You need some way to not die to ad nauseum, which is
Right.
either a 1 mana instant or a 3 mana enchantment.
plus mana.
Right.
Plus, yeah, you still need the 5th mana to cast the ad nauseum, possibly the 6th mana if you're going the Angel's Grace route.
Matt currently does not have the Trawler, so that's good. Okay,
Ooh.
so he's got the Inventor. Eventually, we'll get it, but it's still kind of slow.
And doesn't expose the
Okay,
opal.
this is a pretty
Just a-
slow hand for Matt.
Yeah.
Matt. Okay, and that's a land. All right, time to sleight of hand. All right, here we go. We just need an Angel's Grace for Phyrexian
White
Life. Come on.
card.
A white card.
Oh. Let's just,
Look at 2. Is one of them white? Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
1, 2, 3.
So next turn we can. Oh, we're 1 mana
Yeah,
short.
we
then.
are 1 mana short. But
I mean, I still think we run out the
resolve it
unlife.
anyway.
And
Sounds
then
good.
just try to get the land.
There are a lot of lands in the deck.
Okay, and still super slow draw. Okay, so just a land and that's it, right?
The land looks
Or-
good, and we have the pact backup also.
Yeah, a land
Just in
or even a
case.
spirit guide does it. Come on. Okay. It's okay.
That's a lot of chances at a land.
Yeah.
And with the ability to go up on the upkeep, it's looking good.
We got.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's the land. We'll take it.
And you mentioned being able to go off on upkeep, which means the pact of negation
pact
trigger
is a
on the
free
stack.
counter.
Yeah,
If
you
he
can
has
win
to-
the game.
doing it,
If he has to pact-
I think we're doing it.
It'll be okay.
Oh, that's a miss, Matt Nass. Sorry about them whammies. Sorry about those whammies.
Did you mention how Matt texted you before the show?
Oh yeah, he did send me a text message right before. He's like, I'm really sad that I can't crush you tonight. That was just because I'm not playing.
You
this week.
specifically.
Oh,
Yeah.
me specifically. Yeah.
Pact of negation
Oh.
stops Krark-Clan Ironworks just like it did in game 1.
No shenanigans. Here we go. Upkeep, get ya.
Pact of negation trigger on the stack, but ad nauseam is instant.
good.
No
A true
misclicks.
master of his
No
craft,
misclicks.
Andrew Brown.
Andrew's played this deck online enough, so I hope not to mess any of this up.
I come on.
High faith.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. We got.
You
we got-
guys said this was an Andrew Brown specialty, that he was good with this deck.
Oh yeah.
I believe this has been a masterclass in tight ad nauseum play. He had just enough interaction to stop Matt Nass from going off. And the play design team takes the first match up 1-0. There is a spot in the top 4 on the line. Both teams won their first match. 2-0, you advance straight to the top 4. Don't have to worry about the first round of the playoffs. What you guys are angling for? Off to the right start.
Andrew Brown with the special.
This was really important. We had like a table of matchups and graphs.
Matchup matrix.
And like we spent a good like at least 30 minutes trying to figure things out, but it was all predicated on Andrew winning this first round. So very, very important.
Yeah. Hopefully things go well.
Right.
What about that?
Well,
yeah.
That was match number 1. Now, it will be Andrew Brown continuing to pilot that same ad nauseum deck until somebody knocks him off. CFB has to huddle up, and they have to figure out which deck they're going to send up next. They have to figure out which player they're going to send up next. Stay tuned, guys. We will be right back after this break with match number 2.
Need the latest Magic the Gathering singles for constructed, casual cards for the kitchen table, or sealed products? Sealed and supplies, free shipping on orders of $100 or more, a 25% buy list bonus, and our ever-popular customer rewards program, CoolStuffInc.com, is a one-stop shop for all your Magic the Gathering needs.
Rivals of Ixalan is available in stores. Stake your claim. The Golden City of Araska has been found. Build your forces with new vampires, merfolk, pirates, and dinosaurs, and gain the city's blessing. Visit rivalsofixalan.com to find out more.
Check out Rivals of Ixalan Booster Draft Leagues on Magic Online. Draft anytime, play anytime. Available now. For more information, visit mtgo.com.
Welcome back. Randy Buehler joined now by Matt Nass. Matt with his Krark Clan Ironworks deck makes the top 8 at the Grand Prix. I think Efro cursed you. Efro said in chat that you were a favorite versus all 5 of their decks. So the round 1 loss was just fated at that point.
Yeah, I do think I was a favorite versus all 5, but this is one of the ones where I only felt like a small favorite. So not too surprised to lose here.
Anything specifically interesting from your side of that matchup, the way it played out?
Not too much. Basically, I felt like my deck was a bit faster, but he had the thing where he could Pact Negation and then combo off. But he only had 2 Pact Negations, so I didn't think it would happen that often, but he managed to pull it off twice. So
yeah, no, he Serum Visioned, found the Pact, scryed it to the top, Serum Visioned again is how he got you in game 1. Right. And then, yeah, the game 3, he managed to find it again. Now, talk to me about the deck in general, because I've seen a lot of people sound very impressed by this list. You started from was it a Shaheen Sarani list from the Pro Tour?
Yep, Shaheen Sarani went 7-3 at the Pro Tour with it, so it was already pretty good then. And then I think the Unbannings pushed out Death Shadow, which is a bit of a rough matchup because they have discard backed by a lot of pressure.
Got it.
And Stubborn Denial is really brutal. And the unbanned cards are actually both 4-mana sorceries, and people have a tendency to die when they play 4-mana sorceries against Ironworks.
Got it. So it wasn't so much that you changed the deck list, it was much more just the way the meta has shifted.
Yeah, we did some stuff. Like, we realized Mindstone was just really good and just played 4. We figured out Wormcoil was a sweet sideboard card for Jund, played that. So some small stuff, but it was mostly just the positioning was better.
Now, big picture, is this, if there's another Grand Prix, I don't know if you have any travel plans coming up, is this just the right deck to be playing in Modern right now?
It depends. Like, it's very beatable. So if a lot of people start playing it and want to beat it, like Stony Silence is an unbeatable card. You have to Nature's Claim it. Same is true for Rest in Peace or Leyline of the Void. Those you can at least use your cantrip effects to find an answer. Against Stony, you can't even do that. You really have to naturally draw the Nature's Claim. So it's a very beatable deck, but if the metagame doesn't change, then I would say it's probably still well positioned because I thought it was at the GP.
That makes sense. Awesome. Now, I did have one more thing I wanted to ask you about because I saw the stream that you did, what is it, like a week and a half ago, with a Legacy Despotic Scepter deck? Where on earth did this come from? So, a bunch of people, Luis especially, have been playing a lot of lands and talked about how, when your opponent Blood Moons you, with the new rules, Dark Depths doesn't get any counters, you can Krosan Grip their Blood Moon and immediately get a 20/20. So my thinking was, well, why don't we just do this in our own deck? And it didn't seem too realistic. I think if you wanted to try to build like a really competitive version, you'd want like some really powerful enchantment removal card that was also good at answering enemy Blood Moons or something. But I looked, and unfortunately Red doesn't have much of that, right? The red is by color pie, not really allowed to get enchantment removal. I highly recommend checking this out, guys. They built a Legacy deck. It's a lands deck, but with not just Blood Moon, but the new one as well.
Blood Sun, yeah.
Blood Sun. So the deck only functions by first putting out its own Blood Moon effect, then playing the land, playing Dark Depths, not getting any counters because of the way Blood Moon interacts with Dark Depths, then destroying your own Blood Moon so the 20/20 shows up, Merit Lane to attack with. Just absurd interactions, and no spoilers, but it was a fun watch. Like, the deck was, I think you guys looked a little surprised by how effective it actually was.
Yeah. Me, Sam, Party, and Andrew Beckstrom are on the video, and Sam and Andrew in particular were very skeptical, but we actually did all right.
It was good times. Anyway, we've got more Team Modern Super League for you. Let's head down to the match. All right, round number 2, and Channel Fireball has decided Mike Sigrist is the answer. And come on, Dark Gruul, seriously? That's your naming convention?
That was not my idea. I want that on the record.
Noted. Maybe it's just an effort to get Bloodbraid Elf to feel a little more at home. It's really a Gruul deck with the black splash for, just barely splashing black for cards like Liliana's, plural.
Yeah.
This is basically a Jund deck. Don't try to get confused. Don't let Ephro troll you. Yeah. Now, you guys think that's the best deck you've got up against Ad Nauseam?
Yeah, I think Ad Nauseam in general is just their scariest deck. Like, that's the one that we felt was most likely to just run the table on us or had at least some game against all of our decks. But I think Jund has decent chances, and turn 1 discard spell into Tarmogoyf is exactly how you want to do it.
Whoa, if you Inquisition the Lightning Storm, does that force Andrew to go the Lab Maniac plan? He can't get it back, right?
Yeah, he can't get it back, so it would force the Lab Maniac plan, but I'm not sure how helpful that is, because I think he'll be able to pull off the Lab Maniac plan most of the time, because even if you hold up removal, there are some tricks where you can leave up, you can find Pact of Negations to counter the removal spells or things like that.
Right, so this Ad Nauseam deck, if you haven't looked at the deck list, the Lightning Storm is the primary victory condition, but there's only one copy in it because the combo requires you to draw your entire deck anyway. There is a backup plan. If you lose your Lightning Storm, there's a Lab Maniac in the deck. It's not really set up with instant speed card draw, but you can get the job done if you need to.
Right, so you don't have instant speed card draw, so you can't force the issue that way. But you can just play Lab Maniac and either play a card draw spell immediately or just pass the turn and wait till your draw step.
Yeah.
And then Pact of Negation any removal spells. And on your upkeep with the pack triggers on the stack, you can Angel's Grace so that you don't lose the game for not paying for it.
Well, it looks like Mike thought through all of that, decided, yeah, no, I need to stop the combo, because if he combos off, he can kill me with Lab Maniac. Drawing
Right.
this entire deck does mean Andrew would find all the Pact of Negations, which I think it's 2.
Right.
So Siggy took Sleight of Hand, and we play on.
Right. Siggy's trying to deny Andrew mana. He couldn't deny the combo pieces because Andrew had a redundant version of the 3 mana piece, and Ad Nauseam you can't take with Inquisition.
Oh, Tarmogoyf. Another Tarmogoyf, Bloodbraid Elf. It's not exactly a fast clock, but Andrews does not exactly have the fast draw.
Yeah, so Andrew's going to play Unlife.
Yeah.
And
Which does
after
buy him 10 life as well.
Yes, it does. That's one of the big selling points for Unlife as opposed to Angel's Grace, which if you use Angel's Grace to save yourself, you can't use it to combo. Unlife can do both. The Spoils is also a little bit scary. That can find Andrew the mana he needs to cast the Ad Nauseam. He might even go for Pentad Prism, which is probably not a card he spoils for too often, but it actually seems pretty reasonable here.
Well, he decides to just tap out for Phyrexian Unlife, and then he'll sort it out next turn.
Right. Definitely want the Unlife in play before you spoils, so that if you do get a little unlucky, you still don't lose the game.
And what are the good Bloodbraid hits Siggy's going to be looking for?
The dream is Maelstrom Pulse. That's the ideal. You know, Thoughtseize type effects are fine. Removal is really bad, unless it's one that can kill an Unlife, like Abrupt Decay or Pulse. Dark Confidant's fine. Roughly average, I would say.
All right, this is an attack for 7. Next turn's attack for 9 is not going to get it done.
Right. Siggy might have to make some weird play where he, like, pushes his own Scavenging Ooze, because
Just to get a creature and an instant into the yard?
Yes, because you really want to get Andrew below 0 as fast as possible so that the subsequent attack will actually win the game. The way Unlife works is a little strange. You get them below 0, then they start taking poison damage, and then that's when they lose.
Right, overkilling them on the batch of damage that puts them below 0 doesn't actually help. They don't get any poison yet.
Right. So now Siggy's up to 11 damage on board, and Andrew went down to 6, so now he's fine.
What did he spoils for?
I believe it was Angel's Grace. Just trying to get another way to buy time because he actually has the Spirit Guide. It might have. I think he drew the Spirit Guide for his turn, but those are the 2 most recent cards. So he drew one of those and spoils for the other.
I think he drew Angel's Grace last turn.
Oh, so he spoils for the Spirit Guide.
I guess so.
The other cards. He spoils.
I think it was the land. Yeah, I think he spoils for land.
Oh, weird. Okay. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
All right. Well, here's the massive attack to put in negative. Oh, Andrew's like, I'm not even ready to go negative.
Right. There's no reason to. If he goes negative, then a Maelstrom Pulse or something would win the game. But Andrew's just going to take it on his next turn. Siggy has no way to disrupt him. Andrew didn't go for Pentad Prism with the spoils because he drew the Spirit Guide, so he had enough mana anyway, and Pentad Prism's just a little riskier against Abrupt Decay or whatever, or Pulse.
Yep, there's the Spirit Guide. That makes 5 mana. Phyrexian Unlife means Andrew can draw his entire deck with Ad Nauseam. It doesn't matter how much damage he takes, because Unlife says he doesn't die for having less than 0.
Yep.
Only dies to poison damage, which he doesn't start taking until this effect is over.
Right. Yeah, it seems like once you go below 0, you might start taking poison damage even on the same spell, but that's not how the card works. It's a little unintuitive.
What it is effective.
That is definitely true.
Andrew has his entire deck in his hands. Simian Spirit Guides make the red mana that he needs for Lightning Storm.
Yep. The good news for us is that the nature of Jund is that it tends to be, pretty strong in post-board games. We'll get to board out all these Fatal Pushes and whatever other removal is in there and try to work in some more disruption. So it's not unusual for Jund to drop game 1 and then win the post-board games. So that's definitely what I'm hoping for.
Andrew Brown wins, up a game and up a match. This is you said this was the scary deck, but you guys chose to ban the Storm deck instead.
Yeah, I think those were the two scariest decks of theirs.
And they're probably pretty similar in the way they interact with your lineup.
Yeah, Storm is actually faster and still has the remands for disruption. So we thought Storm was a little scarier, at least for KCI. I thought I had a better chance of beating Ad Nauseam. I felt slightly favored versus Ad Nauseam and slightly unfavored versus Storm. So that was part of the theory. And then I think Storm might have also lined up better against some of our other decks. But combo was definitely the combo decks were the two scariest for sure.
Makes sense. Now, how does sideboarding change this?
So as you can see, Siggy's already taking out all his bolts and all his pushes and the Lilion of the Last Hope. So lots of really bad cards and boarding in like Ancient Grudge, which can deny Pentad Prisms and can kill Lotus Blooms, although often Ad Nauseam can still get value out of their Lotus Blooms just on their upkeep. And Siggy also has Brutality, so a little more discard. It's not so much that the cards Siggy's bringing in are great, but more that the cards that Siggy's taking out are, close to zeros.
Makes sense. And then over on Andrew's side, it doesn't seem like he's tweaked a ton. Like, he didn't go for the crazy Gifts Ungiven Reanimator package that he has access to.
No, although it looks like Siggy boarded in Cage because he was concerned about that. So that's kind of an interesting leveling thing going on there. But Andrew did board in some big threats. He boarded in Elspeth and Grave Titan. So Andrew, if he gets disrupted heavily, wants cards that can just win the game on their own. And those two definitely qualify.
Yeah, I think Paul and Dan in the first round were mentioning that the Gifts Unburial Rights package was designed for mid-range matchups.
Right. I guess the awkward part here is that Jund has Scavenging Ooze, and Andrew may have predicted that Siggy would board in Cage. So it's not as reliable here as it might be in some other mid-range matchups.
And speaking of, there's the Grafdigger's Cage in hand, which does actual nothing the way Andrew has his deck configured right now.
I believe that's right. Some Ad Nauseam lists play Mystical Teachings, but Andrew does not have that. And I don't think he has anything else that uses the graveyard. So this is essentially a mulligan. I believe Siggy might also mulligan because his hand only has one land.
All right. These six are better, I guess.
Yeah, not great, but better.
No,
Andrew's hand is also bad, though.
Fair. I mean, Andrew basically needs to find Ad Nauseam, and then he's good.
Yep. He'll have a turn 4 if he finds Ad Nauseam. But he's also just pretty flooded, so one discard spell could, on the unlife, and now he's really far away from comboing.
Fair.
One thing I really like about the Ad Nauseam deck is that the Scrylands seem really powerful.
That's fair.
The deck doesn't do much with its mana early on, and you really just want to find a couple different cards. So getting kind of a free card draw spell out of your land is pretty insane. That might have been part of the reason that Andrew decided to keep this hand.
Fair point. Yeah, he sounds like he's had a ton of experience with the deck too. This is this is his modern deck. He has learned all the matchups and the way they interact with this specific deck.
Yeah,
definitely one of the ways to succeed in modern.
Yeah, as long as I've known Andrew, he's been jamming Ad Nauseam, so can definitely attest to that. Siggy's Tarmogoyfs are going to be tiny if he can't find a Thoughtseize or Inquisition. So he's just going to lead with the Ooze instead.
Makes sense.
But
he still might have some fear that there's a Gifts Reanimator package coming. So
right. He might want to get the Ooze in play for that reason as well. I would guess that Siggy won't play around Bontu's Last Reckoning, just because there aren't very many in Andrew's deck.
Is it a one of in the sideboard or something?
I believe it's one in the sideboard 0 main deck.
I think I agree.
So if I were Siggy, I would definitely just run out the Tarmogoyf. And Bontu's also makes a lot of sense in the deck because Ad Nauseam doesn't really have to spend its mana on most of its turns. So it is a logical choice. Skipping on a tap step isn't even that big a cost.
Spoils the vault. I mean,
So-
Phyrexian Unlife is the other play. He's going to go for the Unlife.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that he found Spoils and he has the Lotus Bloom coming off, he should just have a kill next turn.
Oh, right. He can Spoils for the Adnaz and then the Mana Works
Yep.
with the Lotus.
So we need this Bloodbraid to hit a Maelstrom Pulse or something of that sort. I guess a discard spell would also work. Yeah. Discard or removal. That's what we need here.
All right. Bloodbraid off the top.
Not a creature.
Survey says creature.
All right. So barring something weird happening, I believe we are dead.
Sounds right to me. 7 damage, not even close to enough. Boy, this Ad Nauseam deck looks amazing so far tonight.
Yep. It definitely has some really impressive draws.
Lotus Bloom comes up. Go ahead.
Even if Andrew hadn't found the combo, I think it's pretty likely he could win this game just by playing Bontus and buying a ton of time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if he plays a Wrath of God, he's still multiple attacks from getting killed. He's got just like half a dozen turns, probably.
Yeah. I think Siggy generally wanted draws that had less creatures in them and more disruption. And so these were not the optimal draws for the matchup.
Yeah, the other nice thing that happens, Spoils of the Vault actually has Andrew down to -10, but Ad Nauseam is loss of life rather than damage. So Phyrexian Unlife.
Right. The one tricky thing here is Andrew may have exiled a lot of the cards that he needed for his combo.
Aha, right.
So that's a
Spoils
risk.
of the Vault does exile the cards.
But Andrew cast Ad Nauseam, so I'm guessing he didn't lose everything he needed, at the very least.
Well, he lost 2 Spirit Guides, but he had 1 mana left over, and I think he still has a land drop, or no?
I don't think he has a land drop, but
Okay.
he might not need it. I
But
believe
he doesn't need it, yeah. So 2 Spirit Guides and the Gemstone. Oh, he's Serum Visioning. No, my bad.
No.
There we go. Lightning Storm. I was just getting confused by the Magic Online catching up.
Yeah.
Land drop and 2 Spirit Guides. He lost half of his Spirit Guides, but the other 2 plus an untapped land was enough to cast the Lightning Storm.
Right.
Now, does he have enough lands? I think Siggy is kind of hoping that 2 lands can disrupt this. So he's going to make Andrew, because Siggy does have the ability to discard his own lands to redirect Lightning Storm. That's what he's doing now.
Right. Normally that's not a big deal because you have so many extra lands for lethal.
Right, but when they exile 20 cards, maybe you can run them out of land.
Right. Might as well try, right?
Right. So this is now a lethal Lightning Storm, whichever way it gets pointed.
Right, because 10 damage to Andrew will get him 10 poison counters and kill him. And there's more than 14 damage stacked up on Siggy, which will kill him. I'm guessing Andrew has enough lands, but it's a little hard to see.
Well, I still see 1 in his hand, and presumably it's... Yeah, there's at least 1 in his hand.
Right. Magic Online isn't really built to support 21 card hands, so...
Which way, if the Lightning Storm is... Okay, Siggy puts it back to Andrew. Andrew does have a land, so...
I believe Andrew will send it back to Siggy. I wonder if he had any more, if that was his last one. Oh, it looks like he had at least one
he had
more.
another one. He had another one, so... No problem. Andrew Brown, a quick 2-0, and Play Design Team is now halfway toward that spot in the top 4.
Yeah.
You said this was the deck you guys were scared about. Jund was your best deck against it. What now?
I'm gonna have to talk with the team to make sure we have an exact plan. I think it's probably gonna be Hollow One now, which is pretty fast and also has some disruption.
Sure.
But
we know it's going to be Eric Froelich either way, because you have a loss, Siggy has a loss, so time for teammate number 3 to go up. It'll be Eric, and then should Eric lose, you guys get to choose freely who you want to send up after that. But wow, quick 2-0s from Andrew Brown in that Ad Nauseam deck.
Yeah, scary stuff.
All right, well, it was fun hanging out with you, Matt. Good luck the rest of the night.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back with round 3 in just a minute.
Need the latest Magic the Gathering singles for Constructed? Casual cards for the kitchen table? Or sealed product for a draft night with your friends? CoolStuffInc.com has what you're looking for. With an extensive selection of singles, sealed, and supplies, free shipping on orders of $100 or more, a 25% buy list bonus, and our ever-popular customer rewards program, CoolStuffInc.com is a one-stop shop for all your Magic the Gathering needs.
Rivals of Ixalan is available in stores. Stake your claim. The Golden City of Araska has been found. Build your forces with new vampires, merfolk, pirates, and dinosaurs, and gain the city's blessing. Visit rivalsofixalan.com to find out more.
Check out Rivals of Ixalan Booster Draft Leagues on Magic Online. Draft anytime, play anytime. Available now. For more information, visit mtgo.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Team Modern Super League. I'm Tom Ross here with Michael Majors and got Mike Sigrist over there on the other end.
What's up, guys?
It's going pretty good.
Oh man, I can't get in the camera. Not good at this.
Pretty excited. Andrew Brown's really pulling through for Team Play Design.
Yeah. Ad nauseum was a good choice.
Feature counter picking Jund. So what do you think is coming up next? Who do you got coming in? Where do they play?
I told Eric to come in and play the mirror, but he knows.
Nice, yes.
I don't think he's going to do that.
I generally thought it was your best pick.
Yeah, I think so too, but we are disadvantaged in it. I think your sideboard's better for the mirror than our deck, so he might be playing Hollow One. I'm not sure. It's definitely not Tron. I know that. But I'm not really sure.
If my understanding of the mirror match is correct, in game one, all you do is put Simian Spirit Guides onto the battlefield and attack each other.
Yeah, that's how it goes, and whoever draws more of them, I guess, wins.
I guess.
I don't even know. I haven't looked at our list. I assume it has Lab Maniac too, but I assume Grey Ogre. Whoever has more Grey Ogres is probably advantaged.
Right.
Yeah, I have no idea how it works. So I know Andrew plays a ton with that now. He just loves to press buttons on Magic Online, so he knows all of it.
I actually knew 3 of the decks you guys were going to bring. I assumed you would have a black-green deck because Majors likes them. I know Andrew Brown loves Ad Nauseam, so I actually assumed you would have it. And I know Dan Musser plays Eldrazi Tron a lot, so I pegged 3 of your decks. It's the other 3 I couldn't figure out. And bringing Storm and Ad Nauseam was kind of a problem for us.
Yeah, you didn't have Wargate on your radar.
Yeah, no Wargate.
Oh no, Wargate was not on my radar. As far as I knew, it was banned for Modern, but.
Oh yeah, I saw your throwing shade tweet.
Yeah. Oh, Matt Mass.
So for anyone who doesn't know, apparently Team CFB has a whiteboard that says these cards are soft banned from our Modern testing, and one of those cards includes a Wargate to try to keep Matt Nass in check.
Also Terrarion, but only when with Scape Shift.
What does that even mean? I don't understand that.
He was trying to construct some kind of bring to light Scape Shift deck that had bad mana, I suppose, so he was going to play Terrarion to fix the mana.
Word. I appreciate the ambition there.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what the band board is all about. There's a few other cards on there. I don't even remember them at this point, but all right. Looks like we're ready to go. So let's head to the match.
All right, you just show up with your Hollow 1, 2, 3, 4 deck, and Eric Froehlich piloting it.
Yeah, looks like both players have mulligans here.
I have to say I'm very disappointed Eric didn't bring the mirror match, but this should be pretty exciting.
Yeah. All right. So
Yep.
Eric's hand needs more land, and looks like Andrew's hand is pretty good actually for a mulligan.
Yeah, Lightning Bolt's not the best, but it still can shave some turns off the clock. And yeah, now that Andrew's picked up a Pentab Prism,
yeah,
a lot of the effort of Ad Nauseam is getting up to 6 mana, so you can assemble your combo of Ad Nauseam plus Angel's Grace. So getting 2 mana off of 2 mana cards is a great pickup.
Yep, he's almost all there. He just needs the Angel's Grace, and a mana source, right? Whereas Eric he's going to have to find a land and run pretty well with the Goblin War here to even put any pressure on.
Didn't crack a Scalding Tarn, so that's a good sign that he topped a
that he's
land.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now that we're actually going to be able to cast the lore on turn 2, this should be a pretty exciting game. So we'll see. Are any hollow ones going to come into the battlefield?
I think Eric's going to need a hollow one to stay in his hand here. And he did start one, but he did get one.
Lost the old one, got a new one.
His clock is actually pretty fast now.
Yeah, no kidding.
He gets to play Angler with double bolt next turn, but it's a good draw from Andrew.
Yeah, I think if Andrew is on the play, this game would be
wow
basically over, but this is going to be close.
A lot of lightning bolts. I think Efro should dove away all, or should bolt, then dove away.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can do it this way.
7. He's got him dead next turn, right?
Looks like it to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He can. Andrew can find Angel's Grace. He can pact one of the bolts on Eric's turn. There's no point in really saving it for his upkeep because he can just Angel's Grace in response anyways, and so he'll do it on his own turn.
Yeah, even as it stands, it looks like just spoils for the Grace plus Pact might just be enough.
For that.
Assuming I'm counting this correct. I'm pretty sure.
Oh. So a lot of times lightning bolt somebody in their upkeep, but Eric should not here if he's going for the win.
No, but I think I What Major says is true. He's gonna what Andrew's gonna do is spoils forward Angel's Grace, and unless that somehow kills him, then he'll be able to go off in his turn.
Timing super tricky there, right? Like theoretically, Andrew could pick his spot now, but I don't know. Yeah, it's based off the amount of life that's spoiled.
Yeah.
I imagine there's no good answer. It's like you're just, oh wow, okay, I love it.
That's aggressive.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's actually a super smart play.
That was actually one of Eric's best draws because he can mess with. He can mess. That's actually huge.
Interaction.
He can now effectively get rid of the Angel's Grace that Andrew spoils for, or make him discard the spoils if he doesn't cast it. So
yeah, I think he has it back.
Okay. All right.
It's going to be exciting. Who knows what's going to happen?
So now Eric should just pass, force him to cast the spoils and respond to the spoils with a lightning bolt.
Yep.
And then the Angel's Grace has to be, 3 cards deep? I don't even know how spoils works.
That's right, yeah. Very limited window for this Angel's Grace to show up, and it's going to be the game.
Let's see.
Here we go. Come on. Negative 18.
All right. First game goes to Eric, and we got a chance.
Yeah, that was a super explosive draw.
Yeah, I'm really curious how Andrew sideboards, because I have no experience with the gifts package.
I imagine it's strong. Elesh Norn looks like quite the roadblock.
Yeah, but it's really slow, right? So he should probably just.
Grave Titan's really big.
I wonder if Eric. Do you think Eric is incentivized to bring in some big game hunters to hedge, or is that just too wild?
He brought in Liliana's to hedge, I believe.
Okay.
To try to get under, he'd have to get underneath the gifts package though, because if Iona names, well, I guess Iona's mostly going to name red, right? I don't even know. Yeah, I assume so. It also looks rid of Dromoka. Yeah. So yeah, Liliana's typically better out of a deck with a lot of discard against Ad Nauseam, because you can put them, kind of lock them out of the game by keeping them low on resources. It's not particularly good when you just play it on turn 3 and they have 6 cards in their hand, and you make them discard their worst card. So it's not really a good disruption. But
just want to see Andrew cast a turn 3 Grave Titan. That'll make my day.
Yeah, so Andrew settled on no gifts Ungiven a Burial Rites package, but a few Boom Booms, Elspeth, Grave Titan, and Dragonlord Dromoka. But his mulligan to 6, and this hand is pretty weak.
Yeah, it also has the Lightning Storm in it, which is never something you want to see. But did we see if he brought out Lab Maniac?
I believe he did.
Okay. So if he only has Dromoka left in his deck as a win con other than Lightning Storm, if he just strips the Lightning Storm with Collecting Brutality, then it's going to be a tough road for him.
Right, it's pretty hard for Eric just to make that read there, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that came up on my match. I didn't have a removal spell for Lab Maniac in my hand, and I had the option to just take Lightning Storm. And if I had a removal spell, then I would have done that. But I mean, he has Pact Negation, so.
For what it's worth, I agree with your decision.
Yeah. All right, so I would expect Eric just to play Flame Speaker here. Wait Street Wraith to get more damage.
And even the presence of that Burning Inquiry is pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
Andrew needs a very, very specific subset of cards for his deck to do its thing.
It looks like Eric's a pretty heavy favorite right now. His clock is really fast. Assuming he can find any other creature. But he has just ways to pump this Flame Speaker adapt every turn.
Eric trying to give himself the most draws into Hollow One probably before casting Burning Inquiry.
Yeah, and also if he's going to cast Burning Inquiry, which I guess he's not, but if you were, you would also want to make sure you don't discard it off Inquiry so that if you hit a Phoenix, you can play a land and bring it back with it. Because your Flame Speaker will be, or no, I guess it would already be 4, right? Yeah, so now he can discard Flamewake Phoenix and bring it back if he chooses to.
No pressing need for Collective Brutality yet.
Nope.
Wants to cast that the turn before. It looks like Andrew's going to cast Ad Nauseam.
Yeah, Andrew doesn't have a Pentad Prism or a Lotus Bloom, so he's not really in position to go off anytime soon, and Eric knows that.
It's not a bad one.
Yeah, not a bad one.
I'd expect Eric to fire off Collective Brutality this turn.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to, probably with 2 modes, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brutality enables the Gurmag Angler for sure, so you just want to go ahead and get as much pressure on the battlefield.
So we'll give Andrew 1 turn to draw Ad Nauseam, though.
Although, if I'm not mistaken, Brutality has a favorable interaction with Phyrexian Life. Is that true?
Yeah, it's favorable.
Okay. So Phyrexian Life prevents damage and Collective Brutality's loss of life, so it could get around the Phyrexian Life if
you can get him to 2.
If you can get him to 2 or less. Yeah. 2 or 1.
Well, no, that's not true, right? Because it says you don't lose for having 0 or less life, correct? So,
yeah, Unlife is good against loss of life effect.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good again. Okay. All right. My apologies. I wasn't sure exactly how the interaction worked.
So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. So, I think Eric would take Lightning Storm here because he's already got the Unlife in play. I'm not sure, but he can't. Andrew needs to draw Ad Nauseam, and in doing so, he would have to discard Spirit Guide. He won't have 3 Spirit Guides to be able to cast Lab Maniac anyways. Like, you'd have to have all 4 Simian Spirit Guides and a Pentad Prism to get blue mana next turn. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So now that Eric notices that. Eric actually played Ad Nauseam a lot, so he knows that kind of stuff as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, we only pegged Matt Nass as the Ad Nauseam player.
No, yeah. Eric's definitely played this at a Grand Prix before, and he was quite worried about playing against it because he thinks it's favored against basically everything. So...
Yeah, it's a hyper consistent deck. It's just one of the few combo decks that actually needs to get up to quite a bit of mana.
Yeah.
So what can Andrew Ad Nauseam into? So I expect him to Angel's Grace and then Spoils the Vault, get Ad Nauseam, then have a Spirit Guide for his 5th mana. I don't know what he does with 3 Spirit
The only thing I can think of is trying to get a Dromoka into play next turn since he has City and Gemstone Mine. He could, like, Spoils into Dromoka, play a land, Simian Spirit Guide out Jamoka, if that's the only thing left in his deck that does anything. He might also just not be conceding, posturing to not let Eric know he doesn't have Lab Maniac in his deck.
Right.
So let's see what Andrew Brown actually does.
I guess you don't even have to Angel
Takes
Grace,
it.
that's right.
Okay.
You see an Infect win?
It is possible. Could spoils for Bantu's Last Reckoning. It's not pretty, but I suppose it's an option.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, he has a Bloodstained Mire in play, so he can still bury back creatures.
Right.
But yeah, that's not bad. I mean, he's.
Well, I assume he has some kind of plan. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah. Maybe trying to get Eric to scoop. I don't.
Yep. We'll see.
Poison. That Sea Brass did Infect damage to.
Oh, wow. So
Confirmed. You should. I don't know what he could do if he doesn't have Lab Maniac.
Land drop, Spirit Guide, Prism, Spirit Guide, Reckoning?
Blood Gas come back with haste.
Is that available?
Yeah, a lot of haste.
Well, they'll only hit him down to 5 poison, correct? So then the following turn, he could play that Grave Titan that he has?
Just remarkable how far below 10 life Andrew actually is.
Yeah, has he played a land yet? He hasn't, correct?
No,
He hasn't. So I guess he could just Angel's
I
Grace.
actually think he's might not be in bad shape. So he does your line where he casts Bantu Last Reckoning.
Oh,
he's going to take four from the Blood Cast, and the next turn he's going to play Grave Titan to stabilize.
No, Andrew didn't draw his deck. He has 6 cards left. He's
Right,
been
6 cards.
And that's why he did that. He was trying to find all the mana that he needed to do.
So he's just going to construct the most powerful.
Oh, he can't cast Grave Titan though, because the Bantu's Last Reckoning. I've read all about that.
Right. Okay. So
does he have a Spirit Guide left? Because he could play a land next turn, Spirit Guide and Echoing Truth, the Bloodcasts, and then the following turn do the Grave Titan plan. I don't exactly know how many Spirit Guides he's gone through because we don't have access to the exile pile.
If Eric draws another Burning Inquiry, you could just deck Andrew.
Oh, that is true.
It's that interaction, man.
So much interaction. Yeah, so Andrew's going to make the best 7-card hand he can, which will include a Mana Source, Grave Titan, probably that going true, probably Dromoka.
Yeah.
It's unclear whether Dromoka's actually in his 28-card hand. We can't really tell. There's still 6 cards left in the library, but
I assume all copies of Angel's Grace are pretty worthless.
right, yeah, it doesn't do anything at this point.
Card draw spell. Need specifically untapped lands as well. Got 10 cards.
Dromoka.
He discarded the Dromoka?
Yeah, I don't think he can actually cast it with what he has, because he's going to lose a gemstone mine. Or no, he has an Urborg that I didn't see.
Oh, this is the post Burning Inquiry hand.
Oh.
Huh. This is actually going to be a pretty interesting finish.
I think Eric might win because of the City of Brass. Oh, if he kept the Bloodghast, he could have. Oh no, he could. Or if he can bring back. I thought he had one more card, and he was going to be able to play Bloodghast, attack, and then be able to Liliana away a creature, and then hit with everything, and the City of Brass would have put him up to 6 counters. As it is, that's not the case, but
why not just put a million Lotus Blooms on suspense?
Ooh, those Angel's Graces, he should have kept those over the Serum Visions, because he may have been able to prevent himself from getting decked now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is.
That's great.
Good job. Good
That
job.
was a fun finish.
All right.
It's 2 matches to 1 now.
Yeah, so we have Hollow One up against, what do we got left? Scape Shift, Hollow One, and Eldrazi-tron, and what's the last one? Oh, Black Green. Okay. So, yeah. Do you guys know what you're going to throw out next, or?
That's a fine question. I don't know if I should be going to consult with people or not.
Because Melissa and Andrew should be coming in, I believe. Don't quote me on it, but it's probably who you have next from our team for commentary.
Oh, all right. And you're playing next, right, Mitch?
Oh
wait. Oh, never mind. I thought we actually beat someone else, but yeah. All right. So yeah, that was interesting match. A lot of weird things going on there.
Definitely.
All right, we're gonna cut to ads now.
See y'all later.
Need the latest Magic the Gathering singles for Constructed? Casual cards for the kitchen table? Or sealed product for a draft night with your friends? CoolStuffInc.com has what you're looking for. With an extensive selection of singles, sealed, and supplies, free shipping on orders of $100 or more, a 25% buy list bonus, and our ever-popular customer rewards program, CoolStuffInc.com is a one-stop shop for all your Magic the Gathering needs.
Rivals of Ixalan is available in stores. Stake your claim. The Golden City of Araska has been found. Build your forces with new vampires, merfolk, pirates, and dinosaurs, and gain the city's blessing. Visit rivalsofixalan.com to find out more.
Check out Rivals of Ixalan Booster Draft Leagues on Magic Online. Draft anytime, play anytime. Available now. For more information, visit mtgo.com.
Welcome back to the Team Modern Super League. This is match number 4 now. It's 2-1. Play Design leading CFB.
Of
and
course.
What is Play Design going to now?
I believe we are going to go with the Dan Musser on Eldrazi-tron.
Love it.
Yeah, Dan has a lot of experience with the deck, and after a quick little powwow, we decided to go with that one.
Yeah. And we're also joined by Andrew Brown.
Hello.
Just crushing the players, starting out 2-0 up top right here. We actually started out with the ad nauseum hope to outrace the Karkline Ironworks plan, probably lose to Jund, but I mean, I guess we put a little foil in that.
I felt like Ironworks was faster, but was scared that I would get packed negation, and that happened in 2 of the games. So.
Yeah. It looked very easy from Andrew's side, to be honest. Like, just didn't really
my draws were kind of medium. I think I should have boarded in all 4 Nature's Claims. I only boarded in like 2. You only had 2 pentads, but
right.
But it just killing on life seemed important enough that I probably should have done that.
Yeah, it just feels like any piece of interaction is just like not terrible because you guys are both trying to race. But I guess at the same time, when you add the interaction, you're slowing yourself down a little bit. So it's like this awkward.
Right. That was a concern.
Right. Yeah, you shaved a little bit, right? When you were going for the...
Against both of the matchups, I shaved only Pentad Prism because you guys were definitely heavier on the artifact destruction in the sideboard.
Okay.
Normally, I would side out 1 Pentad Prism, 1 Phyrexian on life, but...
Okay. Yeah. That last game was wild.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I definitely... My route to victory was Bantus into Hope... survive 1 Burning Inquiry to play Grave Titan and bounce both of the Blood Gas and eventually win. Yeah. But I got decked. So.
Yeah. Should have played around the 2nd Burning Inquiry, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to pass up drawing more cards when you have the option.
Yeah. Took a lot of discipline to stop at 7.
Going in, what did you have any idea of what we were going to lead with? Because we spent a good amount of time actually trying to figure out kind of how we would.
Yeah, it's really tough to predict. We thought Ad Nauseam was possible. Hollow One was possible.
Yeah.
We didn't really feel like any of the wacky decks were very likely, like Eldrazi or Escape Shift. We thought those would probably be reserved in the holster.
To be fair, we did start out with something wacky the first time. I don't know if you guys considered that angle.
Yeah, maybe we should have thought about that.
Yeah, we decided to give Pamplemousse just the 1 free win.
Yeah,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, well, it looks like we're ready, so let's go to the match.
My eyes are closed, and I'm really hoping Dan Musser has a Relic of Progenitus in it. None of those things.
Does not look like it.
Yeah, Dan's list of Eldrazi-tron is pretty interesting. No Chalice of the Void is the biggest thing that I noticed. What?
The natural, baby! The natural, that's why we play Tron.
Is this turn 3 on the play, Tron Wormcoil? Is that what's happening?
I believe so.
Hold on. Tower. Yep, it is.
Also, I just want to clarify, this is a fully unlocked account. And we're playing with Mismatched Tron.
Look, you have to play the lands to tilt your opponent when you're playing Tron. You need to go white border, mismatch, all kinds of shenanigans.
Yeah. These are all black bordered, but there's 2 Urza's Mines and they don't have the same picture.
So Dan has a little bit of respect for the game.
Efro also looks like he has a pretty
mountains.
And no mountains.
There it is.
Oh boy. All right. Well, this one looks pretty ugly.
Let the tower because he had 2 mines in hand to play around Burning Inquiry.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
definitely want to.
Doesn't matter.
Not the best. Not the best draw.
Oh man.
Actually, if Ro had played Burning Inquiry and knocked out the tower, this might have been a close game. The Wormcoil wasn't coming down for a while, and he could have gotten out of the Mana Screw and won. But as it is, a turn 3 concession.
A hard-fought victory for Team Play Design. Just how we drew it up.
Nicely done.
Yeah, you can see the grin on Dan's face there.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Probably exactly what he looks like. So Pro has Big Game Hunters. That's a pretty powerful sideboard card.
And Dan quickly look into the deck list.
He's like, oh, Big Game Hunter. That's a good one.
Yep.
Look, we also have like the jokingly, we had the backup plan of, look, if it looks like we're going to lose, we do have the kill switch. Just turn off Magic Online.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we have? Dan's definitely going to go up to those 4 relics, right?
Yeah. 100% there. It's interesting that Dan's looking to board in Basilisk Collar, but board out Walking Ballista. Normally those cards are kind of a combo together, but maybe he just wants the Basilisk Collar for life gain here.
Yeah, the collar is just like pretty decent just with racing, but yeah, that is a little bit strange. I mean, the Walking Ballista is pretty slow, and it doesn't get big creatures.
And the collar still works with Endbringer, so it's not like it doesn't have any combos.
Yeah. He's got a Batter Skull, which is, I guess it matches up poorly against the 5 toughness things, and it's bad against Ancient Grudge. But
yeah, does seem a tiny bit awkward.
Karn seems quite bad.
Yeah, I would imagine that it looks like Dan's looking to leave in 1. I would guess that there would be no Karns in the deck post board.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that Gemstone Caverns on the draw. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let us go.
Yeah. It's a sideboard card that's not really for any particular matchup. It's just when you're on the draw, you board it in.
Yeah.
So what did Eric do here? I saw he brought in 2 Ancient Grudge, took out some Bloodghast, and brought in
the Big Game Hunters.
And the Big Game Hunters too.
I guess the Bloodghast just kind of get brickwalled pretty easily.
Right. Fro might also think that Dan still has Ballista.
Wow, that is a great hand for Fro.
Oh wow, yeah, that's very
nice.
nice.
What do we have though? Oh, we got a couple of temples though. Okay.
Yeah, this is
a pretty decent fight here.
Yeah, Temple, Endbringer is actually pretty decent, and then just putting Basilisk Collar on it and mowing down Ifro's creatures is like pretty possible.
I'm actually a little bit surprised here that somehow you're not the one on the hollow deck, because you are the one who was able to magically get 4 hollow ones into play on turn 2.
Yeah, it's called Hollow 4 for a reason.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's only logical.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think.
Oh wow.
Okay.
There's the relic.
It's a little bit slow right now, but I think you just get 1 card.
Right. It's pretty likely that Ifro can get a Gurmag down next turn. So
he needs to find the black source off the looting.
That is the tricky part. So he has the draw for his turn and the 2 looting draws for a black source.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get a whiff here.
Yeah. In case mulliganing and getting horribly mana screwed against turn 3 Tron wasn't enough.
Look.
Oh, there's the...
There it is. All right.
Okay. So no mana screw.
Looking good.
so Fro's got the Angler, but if it's just the Angler, it's not too bad because we still have the double temple with the Endbringer. Endbringer plus Collar is nice too.
Yeah, that is quite the combo.
I wonder if there was any argument for playing Map on turn 1 for Dan, just to set up the turn 3 Endbringer and then getting the...
Oh my...
Oh,
and that's why you play Hollow One.
The Cycler... hit the Street Wraith? Come on!
The free
no Hollow One. No Hollow... Oh my God! What is this? What is this? This is not real.
I'm donating my luck to Ifro. I didn't give it to him for game 1, but I gave it to him for game 2.
Not like this.
Turn 2, 13 power, and this is what the Hollow One deck can do.
Come on.
Oh,
that's just not even reasonable.
The Rubbins Gemstone draw.
Oh no, that would have been great turn 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we would have been able to pop the relic. Still probably would have lost at Hollow Ones, but
yeah.
This.
So I think Dan's basically on no outs here because he's going to take 13 damage down to 7, and then I don't think he can recover from that, even if he plays the turn 3 Endbringer.
That's true.
Yeah. Even if he finds Temple and plays an Endbringer, he's still dead, right?
Right. I think his only way to survive in a situation like this would be turn 3 Tron Wormcoil. But now that he can't cast Wormcoil, I think the dream's dead.
Yeah.
This is sad.
So it looks like we're going to another game 3.
Cycle into hollow.
Yeah, definitely some insult into injury there.
I mean, to be fair, I think just one angler plus hollow one was probably going to be enough, but
Yeah, the extra hollow one was really icing on the cake.
I mean, this is the graveyard deck, just kind of, or rather, the hollow one deck, just like proving to be like this might be the graveyard deck of choice because it's so resilient against actual graveyard hate, right? You can just get people by just playing hollow ones.
Yeah, Dan had a relic, but it was a little slow to shut down the angler, and Efro had a hollow one heavy draw, or at least drew into a lot of hollow ones, as the case may be.
One relic is not good enough. Feels bad.
Yeah, and we get a snap sideboard out of the Gemstone Caverns.
Yeah, when you're playing a colorless deck, you don't really have a lot of sideboard options, so it makes sense to just kind of throw a free roll land into the sideboard.
Right. Right. Does anything change now that? Oh, interesting. You didn't bring in both of the surgicals.
Yeah. Or just one so far.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like if Efro's boarding out Bloodghast, then it's just the Phoenix that actually like cares about being in the graveyard, or maybe like Faithless Looting a little bit. So it doesn't sound like Surgical is an A+.
Maybe just takes them both out. Especially he's on the play. Maybe
being on the play too is a pretty big boon.
Yeah.
Right. Now Relic will actually shut down some of that graveyard stuff that it might not be as effective against on the draw.
Yeah. I'm wondering if he actually just wants to side out some of these like expensive cards like Karn or Endbringer.
I think all this stuff is also a little bit awkward. Like sometimes there's a big board of stuff, but it doesn't actually kill Hollow One.
It exiles too, right?
No, sacrifice.
Oh, it's sacrifice. Okay.
Sacrifice.
Like if you get a bunch of like Phoenixes and Bloodghast,
that's not really that great.
Right. So I think All Is Dust and Karn are both a little awkward. I'm surprised how many of those are in for Dan.
Okay, this is
pretty
keepable.
Pretty good hand here.
Yeah, just a solid curve of turn 2 Reshaper, turn 3 Thought Knot, turn 4 Reality Smasher.
Yep.
Both hands are pretty reasonable here. So
yeah, this shaping up to be a good game here.
Agreed. Liliana will be a little awkward against the Matter Reshaper, so we'll see if that affects the game in any way.
Bloodghast is a pretty nice draw.
Yeah, if Efro discards a lot of those Bloodghast and Flame Wakes to the Goblin Lore, that'll be pretty big. Also, I'm hoping for him to draw more hollow ones off of the Goblin Lore.
And I want a Temple. Let's go Temple. Or Tower. I guess I'll settle for Tower.
Fair enough.
There's that big game hunter.
All right, Goblin Lore, discard all your good cards.
And none of the graveyard ones?
Obviously.
Okay, we did discard one graveyard one.
One Flamewake Phoenix. Ooh, the Blood Moon got discarded.
Got the Blood Moon.
Yeah, the Blood Moon would have been probably the best card. It would have shut off all of the Thought Knots and Reality
We're looking for a
Smashers.
hollow one. He's looking for a hollow one here. Okay, with.
No luck.
Okay, this isn't bad actually, right?
Yeah, I like where we're at right now.
So what is Dan going to play next turn?
Definitely Thought Knot, or else you draw something else.
Yeah, what do you take?
Ooh,
maybe Big Game Hunter?
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yeah, I was thinking Big Game Hunter, but I guess Fro doesn't have a third land to play it.
But none of the other cards actually do anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Big Game Hunter just gets rid of the Thought Knots here, and you have the Matter Reshaper to sacrifice to Liliana.
Yeah.
So, and that you just what's up?
Efro just wants to draw another discard spell. Faithless Looting, Goblin Lore, Burning Inquiry.
What I want Efro to draw is another Ancient Grudge. Let's be clear here. That's the card.
Yeah.
All right. Or Flamewake Phoenix. I will also accept that.
Yeah. One of the risks of the Hollow One deck is that it does actually have a lot of bad draws here. More Bloodghast, more Phoenix. Hollow One itself is a bad draw.
Sure.
So it's a high variance deck. You know, some of your draws are going to be really explosive, like last game, and some of your draws are going to look a little more like this.
Yeah, but at any point he always has a chance, right? Because if he just draws like a Goblin Lore, like the entire game can just swing. So
does Dan definitely attacks here, right?
Yeah. The Flameblade Adept has Menace, but you don't even want to really like double block and like have him kill off the Thought Knots. I think you can race because he's got 2 Smashers in hand too.
Right.
I mean, this is kind of how your bread was buttered for a little bit too, right?
Yeah. If Flameblade's pumped, then you don't want to block it because you don't want to trade, and if it's not pumped, it's only 1 damage, so who cares?
Both our teams were very smart choosing to play this at the PT.
What did you play at that PT?
Affinity. But,
you top 16 though, right? You put up a good showing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Actually, it was me and John Stern. We played Affinity. We had a slightly higher win rate. It was just 2 of us than the team playing the team playing Eldrazi. All right.
Nice. Oh.
And Ephraim's just had enough.
All right, 3-1.
Nice.
3-1. Yes. Yes. I feel something again, and it's so nice.
Yeah, I will echo Paul here. Sometimes winning the FFL victory against your friend isn't really as satisfying as winning a clutch match.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, it feels so good.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Do you have any plan of attack here now for
I think, unfortunately, our best deck against the Eldrazi deck was probably the Ironworks deck.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But I'm guessing we're going to go with Ad Nauseam now.
That's our guess.
Yep, yeah. That's what I would assume too.
Because the Eldrazi deck with no chalices doesn't seem like it has a lot of game against combo. Still has Thought Knot.
Yep.
But
yeah. Well, that's our game plan again. Turn 2 Thought Knots here.
Yep, that's fair.
That's reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? All right. It looks like we're going to be taking a short break. And then get ready for the 4-1 victory of Team Design over.
Get ready for Ad
Fireball.
Eldrazi.
Just some Hall of Famers, whatever. But we'll be right back after this, and we will be back for round 5.
Round 5.
5.
Need the latest Magic the Gathering singles for constructed, casual cards for the kitchen table, or sealed product for a draft night with your friends? CoolStuffInc.com has what you're looking for. With an extensive selection of singles, sealed, and supplies, free shipping on orders of $100 or more, a 25% buy list bonus, and our ever-popular customer rewards program, CoolStuffInc.com is a one-stop shop for all your Magic the Gathering needs.
Rivals of Ixalan is available in stores. Stake your claim. The Golden City of Araska has been found. Build your forces with new vampires, merfolk, pirates, and dinosaurs, and gain the city's blessing. Visit rivalsofixalan.com to find out more.
Check out Rivals of Ixalan Booster Draft Leagues on Magic Online. Draft anytime, play anytime. Available now. For more information, visit mtgo.com.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Randy Bueller. I'm not Matt Nass. I'm joined by Andrew Brown, Don Smith, and we might get a Dan Burdick appearance this round as well.
He's messing around somewhere.
Gang's all hanging out at the office, cheering on the team.
Yeah.
Subbing 3 players, no problem. You're up even more than you were last time around.
Yep, we got a deep bench, so definitely want to rotate in everybody.
That's awesome. Now, what do you think? I mean, does the CFB have a comeback in them, or are you guys worried at all about one of their decks running the table from here?
Well, it seems like they're going to pick Ad Nauseam next, which is definitely a favorable matchup against the Eldrazi Tron deck because we chose to register 0 Chalice of the Void.
But then that's it, right? They've already got 3 losses, so if this whatever deck they pick now, I mean, it's basically this or their Tron deck.
Right.
They have to run the table with it if they're gonna. They have to come all the way back with that one deck. Either they win 3 times, you get 3 shots to knock them off and clinch a spot in the top 4, basically.
Yeah, likely we're gonna throw the black-green deck or the Hollow One deck if we're unsuccessful with this round. And if we're if we're feeling spicy, we'll throw in the Wargate deck as well.
You only get the Wargate deck if you're feeling spicy? That's what the people want, isn't it?
We felt that the Wargate deck was definitely favored against the Jund deck, but we think it's a little too slow for the Ad Nauseam deck. But
that makes sense.
Did you guys touch on the fact that this team banned Wargate in their Pro Tour testing?
Yeah, that was touched on at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our players are ready. Let's find out if CFB can start the comeback or if Play Design is through to the top 4. Here we go. It is Eric Froelich, and it is Ad Nauseam. CFB has their back against the wall. Play Design up 3 wins to 1. 4th win will get the job done. I was actually wondering whether it was going to be Eric or Matt Nass playing this deck. They both have a lot of experience. I mean, Matt more combo in general, but Eric has piloted this specific Ad Nauseam deck in at least 1 Grand Prix.
Yeah, I definitely thought it would be Matt playing the Ad Nauseam deck, but it looks like Efro's stepping up, and his hand looks pretty nice. It's just missing a fast mana piece, and besides that, it looks really good.
Happy to have you, Andrew, here to help me walk through the Ad Nauseam deck. You won 2 matches with your version of it. Now, I know you've seen the deck lists, and meanwhile, we're trying to get Dan Musser's hand cam back online. How different or similar was the CFB Ad Nauseam list from yours?
So they in the main deck, the only real difference was the mana base. They chose to play more 5-color lands. I noticed that they had 3 or 4 City of Brass, where I only had 1. But the biggest difference was in the sideboard, where they opted to play the normal ley lines of Sanctity, while I just chose to not play it at all. I felt that in the Jund matchup, which I was pretty sure that Channel Fireball would bring, I would want the big hitters like Elspeth and Grave Titan instead of just 4 ley lines.
Got it. And looks like we briefly had Dan's hand back. And hopefully we'll get this match started shortly. Now, you like Ad Nauseam as a favorite here? Is it a blowout favorite or just a small one?
A lot of it depends on if Dan draws Thought-Knot Seer. That's pretty much going to be the main way he can win this match. But given his hand right now, I definitely think Eric's ahead so far.
Yeah, Mind Power Plant. He could top deck a Tron piece. He could get a Reality Smasher down, but that clock does not sound fast enough. Well, there was Tron off the top.
Yep, that's Tron.
Not nothing. Reality Smasher, though, it doesn't seem like it's going to get the job done all by itself.
Right. Phyrexian Unlife does such a huge job in this matchup, just because it's really hard for Dan's colorless deck to interact with the enchantment.
Yeah, it seems like Ifro just needs a white source, and he has basically everything.
Yeah, that's a good point. He does not have a white source, though.
He'll have about
Oh,
3
now he does.
scries.
Yep,
Okay,
he's
there
good to
you
go.
No problem.
Yeah.
Covered planes off the top.
Dan really needs to draw Thought Knot here, or else I'm pretty sure he's going to lose this one. Because when you have Phyrexian Unlife and Angel's Grace, you can play Angel's Grace while you're getting hit into the negatives. So just go to 1 to preserve the Phyrexian Unlife shield to your life total.
Yeah, that trick always beat me when I played Baron. It's very frustrating.
Talk to me about the decision to run the colorless version of Tron.
I think it was mainly just preference. Dan Musser's played a lot of Eldrazi Tron on the Star City circuit, and he's very familiar with the deck. So we just trusted him to bring us with a great list, and he picked up a match. So I think we're doing well.
Yeah, worst case scenario, you got a 1-1 out of him. That's mission accomplished.
Yeah, pretty much.
Meanwhile, somewhere Michael. Fair. Meanwhile, somewhere Michael Majors is wondering if he's even going to have to get online and actually play a match, or if he just gets to watch.
He definitely wants to get in the trenches. Theoretically, I'd like to win this match, but I also want to see Michael play some games here. It's going to be a treat.
Michael Majors is the most mild-mannered person I know that's secretly has inner fire every moment of every day. I just can't wait until the next time he can compete.
All right, Pentad Prism for Fro.
Yep.
Of the seat gets him a scry. So he's basically got it next turn.
Yep, he's all set up. I guess the only thing he's missing is a Pact of Negation. Oh, there's the card that could get him out.
Yeah, Dan has been cycling through those relics as fast as he could. He's definitely put a priority on spending his mana for cantrips, and he's gotten rewarded with that Thought Knot Seer. So without a Pact of Negation, Eric was set up to go Angel's Grace, Ad Nauseam, win the game, but Thought Knot Seer gets to strip the Ad Naus?
Yeah, most likely the Ad Nauseam here.
Yeah, the Angel's Grace and Unlife are a little redundant. I mean, taking Angel's Grace to slow him down a turn, but taking Ad Nauseam slows him down.
Yeah.
Some number of turns, TBD.
This was definitely the draw that Dan wanted, but Eric still has a ton of time because he's only getting hit down to 10 and then down to 1, and then Angel's Grace can preserve another turn, and Serum Visions digs another 3 cards. So it looks like Eric has like the top 7 cards of his deck to find either more cantrips or just the Ad Nauseam itself.
What are some things that Dan could draw in those turns?
More smashers, I guess, would be the best.
I guess more smashers. If he has an Ulamog main deck, that would be pretty good. Karn would also be able to get rid of the Pentad Prism.
Does Field of Ruin help at all?
I don't think so. Normally, I looked at their list. They were playing a basic island as well, so that's not really going to help out here.
You could mess with the scries, I guess, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's true. If Eric does go top with the Serum Visions, then Dan can force the shuffle.
Dan decides that's not worth it. He's just going to spend his mana on an expedition map.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what he gets. Oh, so I think he will try to mess with the scries.
Yep. The second Field of Ruin is... Oh, I guess that's not going to work out now.
Yeah, colored mana is not going to be Eric's problem. His problem is access to a copy of Ad Nauseam. Laboratory Maniac, not going to help.
Nope.
And presumably the rest of this turn is going to be plains Phyrexian Unlife, so that he doesn't accidentally die to a smasher.
Sounds right. Yeah, I guess Dan's just looking to draw another Thought Knot Seer. It's not going to get the job done. I'm curious to see what Eric did with his scries.
Yeah, no, we don't get to see it in the observer mode, unfortunately.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's just going to come down to if Eric can draw Ad Nauseam, Spoils, Serum Visions, Sleight of Hand. He's got a lot of live draws, either to draw him into it or just outright win the game.
Now, is Field of Ruin, is it mandatory or optional?
It's mandatory.
So it shuffles whether Eric likes it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to nail a land. forcing a shuffle, which if Eric scryed to the top is a big deal. We just don't know which way he scryed.
Right.
So it's basically just a race at this point, right?
Yep. Oh, there's another redraw.
Yeah.
So much sweeter to draw like a Serum Visions rather than the actual combo piece.
So
there
top
it
deck
is.
spoils of the vault. Is that good enough?
Yep, that's normally good enough. He currently has 5 mana here, so he can just exile this, play spoils, get Ad Nauseam, exile the Spirit Guide, and he's good to go.
Yeah, sounds right. Because of the Spirit Guide, he's got 6 mana, 1 for the spoils, 5 for Ad Naus. Pentad Prism and the Temples give him plenty of black mana.
Right, and he didn't play a land this turn, which also means if he exiles his Lightning Storm with the spoils, he'll still be able to win the game.
Now, how easy is it to win with Laboratory Maniac?
Laboratory Maniac, it costs 1 more mana because when you exile 4 Simian Spirit Guides, you have no blue mana. So you have to spend it on playing a Pentad Prism to produce blue for your Maniac.
Okay. And then do you have an instant speed way to draw the card, or you just wait, you just win on your next draw step?
No, you play Serum Visions.
Oh, Serum Visions, okay.
So you need to generate double blue?
Yeah. Another way, if we exile the Lightning Storm and both of the Serum Visions, then Dan could theoretically win the game, but it's pretty unlikely.
Anything could happen.
All right. Well, he's going to cast another Pentad Prism.
Yep. It's normally the safe play.
He's saying no?
Yeah, this is actually pretty risky, actually.
Yeah, we could draw a Thought Knot, right, and kind of ruin.
No, this just opens him up to if he exiles his Lightning Storm with the spoils. Also, we don't know if he topped, so if the Ad Nauseam is on top, then he's also safe.
Dan cracks his way through Mind Stone. He's not finding anything but mana.
Yep.
Field of Ruin number 3. Not the sexiest of top decks.
Definitely not. But I believe Eric is going to go to -8 here, or -7, something like that.
I mean, he can play the Angel's Grace, right?
Yeah, that is basically another fog. I think he could have gone for the win that turn pretty safely, but I don't know, maybe he was playing around something in Dan's list. Dan popping out the graveyard to see if there's any chance. Doesn't look like it. So I guess all that's left to do is for Eric to go through the motions. I hope he remembers to hold control while casting Lightning Storm.
Now, there's basically no way spoils can mess him up here, or can't he exile?
If he exiles 2 Serum Visions and the Lightning Storm, then Dan has a turn to draw a removal for the Laboratory Maniac.
Okay.
But very unlikely series of events.
Yeah, with access to 8 mana, Eric has no problem, and a Spirit Guide for that matter. He's going to have no problem casting an Ad Naus and a Maniac.
Mm-hmm.
So he can win on his draw step based on just those cards.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems like spoils, he can't go wrong.
Yep. Doesn't seem like it. I guess Dan might go for the Field of Ruin to shuffle Eric's deck if he left something on top.
Right. And in fact, that is what's going on. So, and Eric's on 2 basics, if I'm not mistaken. I think
he's on 2 basics. Yeah.
So Eric does have to use spoils to find the Ad Nauseam, even if he might have found it with a previous scry.
Yep. You get to type in AD space. 13 cards. Ooh,
what did he lose? Did he lose anything important?
Yeah, I don't know if he lost anything important.
See if we can get his exile zone popped out.
Yeah.
I see a Spirit Guide. I see 1 Serum Visions. 2 Spirit Guides, but
2 Spirit Guides.
1 was just exiled, though, right?
Yeah, and Eric still has the Pentad Prism on too, so it looks like he's good to go here.
Oh, he did not lose the Lightning Storm.
Nope.
So probably has. Although Dan has 4 lands in his hand to point it back, right?
Yeah, that is true.
All the way up to 21. Does that ever come up that you run out of lands?
It's come up for me a couple times. Actually, the most common occurrence is against the Death Shadow deck. You actually just point Lightning Storm at their face a lot of the time.
Sure.
Let's see how many lands he's got here. He could also just go for the Laboratory Maniac kill pretty safely because he has all the packs in his hand. Sure. It'd probably be better for him to do that here.
Yeah, I always try to shoot my lands back, but it just never works. I think I tried 7 lands back one time. It just still didn't work.
It's the thought that counts, though, right?
Yeah. There's always a hope.
Fight to the very end. All right.
Dan's gonna make him go through the motions.
Yeah, that's reasonable. As I said, our last out is making sure Eric doesn't hold control with his Lightning Storm. Oh, he's going for the Laboratory Maniac kill.
Maniac.
He's playing around that.
Definitely the safer of the two victory routes here.
So Laboratory Maniac, there's no cards in his library. Serum Vision says draw a card, and instead
you win the
game, the opponent does. All right, game 1 to Eric Froelich.
Yep.
Maybe that's the beginning of the CFB comeback.
Let's hope not.
Someone's ever blown a 3-1 lead before us.
Yeah, nobody's blown a 3-1 lead in their lives.
I don't think I've ever heard of that happening. You're right.
Yeah. All right.
Do you think he brings in the gift package, Ifra?
No, I don't think so. The only I guess Blazing Archon would be his best sideboard option here, but Dan will definitely actually he might. It's just the problem with the gifts package is you have to cut so much of your deck that sometimes it's just your main deck is just better than the gifts package you actually bring in.
Like,
who's it for then?
Yeah.
When do you bring it in?
A lot of people would be better off just leaving their sideboard at home.
I normally bring it in against the control decks or any sort of mid-range deck that's trying to interact with me. Like if they're trying to play like Thoughtseizes, counter spells, and they're not like beating you down. I usually bring in the gifts package, but Jund is more aggressive than like, let's say Abzan. Like against Abzan, I'd bring in the gifts package, but against Jund, since they have like Bloodbraid Elf and Dark Confidant, like they're just more aggressive, so I'm not going to bring it in.
So what's our plan?
Our plan here is to bring in as much disruption as possible. Dan can bring in the Ratchet Bombs to deal with the Pentads or the Phyrexian Unlifes or even the Lotus Blooms.
Just get them.
Yeah.
We really don't have much though.
Yeah, we definitely don't have much here. The sacrifice of playing no main deck Chalice was a pretty big hit to this matchup. It's pretty funny if we had the Matt Nass last minute switch definitely caught us, but I think we have enough of a game here on the play where it'll be pretty close. Like if Dan lands a turn 3 or turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer, it'll be pretty potent against Ad Nauseam on the draw. Walking Bliss is also pretty interesting against Ad Nauseam because you can break the Unlife Shield at 1 to start doing the infect damage, which is pretty interesting.
Sure.
Other than that, it looks like Dan has brought in. Oh, he didn't bring in the surgical extractions. Interesting.
Now, what did you guys get instead of Chalice?
I think Dan added more Graveyard Hate with the relics and more like mid-range hate, like All Is Dust in the main deck and the Endbringers.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean this looks like the hand Dan wants here. Eric's hand's also pretty good too, so this is shaping up to be a pretty good match.
It's what, turn 3 Thought-Knot right now?
Yeah.
And he leads on the Temple so that he can top deck a Temple into turn 2.
Yeah. That's always the dream. Can't happen as often anymore.
Yeah, you know about them turn 2 Thought-Knot.
Yeah, I do know a lot about turn 2 Thought-Knot. Ballista's pretty good here. Since Eric does have the unlife, this Ballista, the 1 damage for the Ballista could be pretty relevant here.
Yeah, it'll attack a few times too.
Yeah.
Do you guys like Dan leading with Temple there?
Yeah. Just so if he draws another Temple, he can turn to the Thought Knot.
Okay, and that's better than the chance of drawing any.
Yeah, I think so.
Power plant?
It's close.
Just to like maximize the chance to win, I guess. Like you have to, get on board early, not really mess around with big mana.
Yeah, with Eric's hand, it looks like he has a pretty good turn 5 victory. He could turn 4 victory with the right cards. He would need to. He would need to draw Pentad Prism? No. I don't know. It doesn't look like turn 4 victories in the cards for him.
What does Dan take, a Simian or a Spoils?
He takes Spoils here for sure.
Okay.
Makes sense. You leave him with mana and protection, but no access to an Ad Nauseam.
Yep. Our next turn's Dan's next turn is pretty awkward here, as he doesn't really have a 5-drop, and he's just gonna attack go. I guess he'll put a counter on the Ballista, which is relevant.
Oh, nice.
No faith? You don't think there's a power plant on top of his library?
I sure hope there's a power plant on the top of his library.
I'll take a Temple.
Temple's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Temple's
Temple
also
works. Temple works. Sleight
of Hand's a pretty good draw here.
Yeah, Eric just has to find Ad Nauseam. Oh, he thought he's gonna 3 mana this turn, so he's gonna go for the Phyrexian Unlife. That just seems like a much better use of his mana than Sleight of Handing now.
Definitely.
He's not like he's about to die, so he has time to play Cantrips next turn.
Another Endbringer off the top's not exactly what we're looking for, but we get a healthy attack for 6 in here. I believe the Lotus is coming off in 2 turns, so I don't know. This one looks like a coin toss here.
The clock does not seem fast enough. I mean, it's all about Eric's ability to find an Ad Nauseam.
Yep, that's what it's going to come down to. I guess if
another Unlife.
Another Unlife, not exactly what he's looking for. Oh man, the tension. You can't see which 2 cards.
He's tanking on it.
Oh man, it's a decision.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Oh, he took another Spoils. Ooh. Yeah, I guess he's going to Spoils end step for Ad Nauseam, because the Lotus is coming off.
Smasher beats him?
Uh,
Smasher triggers the Unlife.
Yes.
Smasher gets into 1. I think that's maybe what Eric was worried about.
But since Spoils is loss of life, that wouldn't matter in this case here.
Got it. Good point.
Yeah, so I guess we're in the same situation we were in last game, where our route to victory is Spoils, exiles both Lightning Storm and Laboratory Maniac.
Well, Eric only has 1 black mana. Isn't Ad Nauseam double black?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, he's got the Lotus coming off.
Oh, the Lotus is coming. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot the Lotus is coming. That makes sense. So, right. Lotus ticks in. You're down to Spoils screwing him somehow.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to get them all in there just for the...
You said you wanted to give Matrix a turn to play, so...
Yeah, I did want to see Majors play. It is always a treat.
I mean, I understand completely. I like watching him play as well. Just tempting fate. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we definitely got to put on a good show, right? All right. So I guess it's Eric's priority. So I'm assuming he'll.
Dan's end step. So Ephra's just trying to think. He doesn't have to go for it. He could wait another turn.
Yeah. I think it's pretty safe for him to just go for it here.
Yeah, and that's the conclusion he came to as well.
So we're looking for Laboratory Maniac and Lightning Storm exiled with our Spoils.
see.
The funny thing on Magic Online, only 2 cards. So if it's exactly those 2 cards,
we should open Eric's Exile Zone.
Just to be sure.
Just
for
to be
the
sure.
record.
Yep. Definitely a valiant effort from Dan here, but Eric had a pretty solid turn 5 victory with Unlife as backup. So, kudos to him. This was a good matchup, and he definitely executed.
So now what?
Ooh, so now what? I guess we gotta consult. With our teammates.
It has to be Michael Majors.
Has to be Michael Majors, yes, for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
But
try
then
to
if
convince
but
him
then
to
if
play
Eric
Wargate.
beats Michael Majors, you can choose freely your remaining players.
Don't listen, CFP.
Yeah, we still got a lot of options. We have Wargate, Hollow One, and Black Green mid range left.
I gotta say, I love that you ran back the Black Green mid range.
Yeah.
That deck was so good to you guys last time around.
Yeah.
The amazing Paul Cheon Reed Duke match where the Black
Yeah.
Green mid range managed to knock out the Jund deck.
Yeah, that was
meanwhile,
awesome.
Hopefully we can get back to the commentary scene.
Yep.
Like Athena wandered away from the computer. Come back. Things ended. There we go.
Nice.
Awesome. So Black Green mid range was so good to you guys in that Reed Duke match. You basically ran it back. I was kind of looking to see, could we get that versus the Jund deck again?
Yeah.
Blood braids? We don't need no stinking blood braids. You don't have a basic mountain in your list either, do you, CFP?
Yeah, we had assumed that they would counterpick Jund to our ad nauseum, and then if I had lost, then we would have brought the Black Green deck against the Jund deck. And they did not register basic mountain, so we felt pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Not to me, though.
Reed was in town for the mocks.
Yeah.
Right, the Magic Online
And I confronted him about him having called us cowardly for bringing a land destruction deck. And he's
Wow.
like, no. I didn't call you guys cowardly. I said your actions were cowardly.
Tough but fair. He ran a mountain in that tournament, too.
Yes, I did. I did ask him about that.
We tricked him.
All right. The way things stand right now, play design still feeling pretty good. Still leading 3 matches to 2. But Eric Froelich going to try to go on a run. Come back after this break, guys. We'll see what deck play design is going to send up with Michael Majors and find out if the comeback continues or the top 4 spot gets handed out.
Ooh, I like that top 4 slot.
Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.
Need the latest Magic the Gathering singles for Constructed, casual cards for the kitchen table, or sealed product for a draft night with your friends? CoolStuffInc.com has what you're looking for. With an extensive selection of singles, sealed, and supplies, free shipping on orders of $100 or more, a 25% buy list bonus, and our ever-popular customer rewards program, CoolStuffInc.com is a one-stop shop for all your Magic the Gathering needs.
Rivals of Ixalan is available in stores. Stake your claim. The Golden City of Araska has been found. Build your forces with new vampires, merfolk, pirates, and dinosaurs, and gain the city's blessing. Visit rivalsofixalan.com to find out more.
Check out Rivals of Ixalan Booster Draft Leagues on Magic Online. Draft anytime, play anytime. Available now. For more information, visit mtgo.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Randy Bueller, continuing to hang out with the guys from the Play Design team, Andrew Brown and Dan Musser this round. Dan, nice job with the Tron deck. Are you content with the 1-1, or how you feeling?
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I thought would happen. I didn't think I had a chance against Ad Nauseam. I was really hoping in the first game I could hold enough lands so that he would try for the lightning storm kill, but sure. Eric definitely played around that small chance I had.
So tell us about why you didn't register Chalice of the Void. that's not
the real reason is that we sort of just assumed that Channel Fireball would bring fair decks according to their lineup last time. It looked mostly fair, so we knew that Matt Nass was an alternate, but I don't think we really expected him to play this week. Had we expected Matt Nass, his range is a little wider in the combo-y wacky area.
Yeah, I think I don't think they decided to play Matt Nass until they got to the GP. I got the message. I got to the message on Saturday. I think Eric saw Matt's deck, not after he made the top 8, not even on day 2. I think by Saturday, Eric was already like, "Wow, okay, I gotta plug Matt in." Matt had been super excited to get the chance to play too. So
yeah, nice.
We might need to tighten the timing up, make sure you guys don't get blindsided after decks.
Yeah. So did they know the 3 players we had?
Yeah. I think they knew
a few weeks ago.
And in general, I will make sure that people know, at least a day or 2 before the deadline.
It's nice that they had that handicap though. They really probably needed it.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. You're the only 2 teams that had official subs at the beginning of the season. So.
Oh, right.
It only comes up with you guys, and then you both pulled the swap for this week.
We'll switch it again next time.
Yeah.
There you go. Do you know
Play Design's deep?
Play Design is a team, We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get during our winners interview tonight. We'll get the guys in, everyone in, and
yeah.
Melissa already went home.
I don't know if we could fit everyone in the booth, but
yeah. We might get a Don Smith in there, but I think he only knows how to play Burn, so maybe not.
Get the Burn deck banned, and then you guys got problems.
Oh yeah. Oh man, we were if they banned Ad Nauseam.
Yeah. They picked the right combo deck.
Yeah, I would have had to step out of my shoes for a second.
That's funny. Yeah, it's also we don't know which is your next match yet. It could be that you're a 1-1 playing another 1-1 for a spot in the top 4. Could be though that your next match is actually in the semifinals. If you get the bye, if you guys can win one more game.
Well, let's hope we can.
Yep.
Time to head down to the match. Let's see what happens.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. It is black-green mid-range for Team Play Design. It is not Dan Musser, though. We'll try to get the Michael Majors picture swapped in.
Yep.
It's a beautiful picture. Just leave it.
Just leave it? You like it? It's confusing, though. You're on both sides of my screen. I don't know what's going on. There's Michael Majors.
Oh,
so black-green mid-range as the deck choice against Ad Nauseam. Just figuring you can knock the combo out of his hand? Same logic CFB had when they threw Jund up against your Ad Nauseam, I guess.
Yep. Sounds right to me. We have a fair amount of hand disruption, and post board we have more hand disruption, so hopefully that'll carry us.
The key difference is that Ifro will have Leyline of Sanctity, whereas we did not have that tool, but we prepared for that. So I think we have a small plan. Hopefully it works.
Got the back to nature.
The hands, however, Michael's hand looks unwinnable. For him,
he's got I believe in the Dark Confidant, but Eric's only missing a piece of fast mana here. So it looks pretty good based on the hands for Eric here, but Michael can definitely draw a lot of cards uncontested with the. There we go. There we go.
So what do you
run that immediately, or do you want to drop Dark Confidant first?
Definitely want to play Dark Confidant.
Okay. Nothing Eric can do on turn 2 is going to make you regret that?
No, don't think so.
Actually, some things he could do on this turn would help us.
Yeah.
Even inform the Thoughtseize decision.
If Michael Thoughtseizes, I really think he should actually take the Phyrexian Unlife here. It's pretty much 2 extra turns. So it protects him with the negatives, and it also lets Eric play Ad Nauseam for 5 mana instead of 6 mana with the Angel's Grace.
Combo in installments.
But I definitely...
Nice. So now does he take both black cards?
Yeah. At this point, yeah, I would take both black cards now. But I think it's more important to establish the Tarmogoyf and play a hand disruption spell. Or if Michael just wants to take both of the black cards, he can forego playing the Tarmogoyf and play the Hissing Quagmire instead.
How scary is it to play one Thoughtseize and not the other?
You'd have to take the spoils, I think, here.
No. If he's only going to play one Thoughtseize, he should take the Unlife. But if he intends on playing both, he'll take the Ad Nauseam and the Spoils of the Vault.
Well, it's just a question of next turn. Like if he takes spoils now, isn't he going to be able to go get the Ad Nauseam next turn?
Well, not at a fairly high life cost. Spoils is a pretty risky card to play with without protection. So
can you take Ad Nauseam this turn, land the Tarmogoyf also, and then will he have enough time to take the spoils next turn?
Yeah, he goes for the Ad Nauseam here.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to fire both off right now.
I agree. I think he can play a Tarmogoyf and safely watch Eric tap out for Unlife, then go back for the other black card.
Yeah, that's also fair. Landing the Unlife is very important for the Ad Nauseam deck, but...
I'm just the fact that he's got the 2 Angel's Graces in addition.
Yeah, that is true.
Your clock isn't that good. I mean, I get the theory in taking the Unlife is maybe you can kill him before he gets to 6 mana. Oh, you can just keep drawing.
Jeez.
Now he wishes he'd taken the Unlife, right? Go back to the 2 Angel's Graces. This has got to be spoils, and then probably you go back for the Slight as well.
Yep, definitely go back for the Sleight of Hand here.
It is a lot of turns still before we are even... What is it? 5 turns?
Well, the Thoughtseize gets the instant in the...
We already have instant land, sorcery.
The Tarmogoyf's only going to be a 3 for a long time.
But do you save your other Thoughtseize and not even worry about the Slight?
Yeah, Michael could sit on the Thoughtseize here. Because, Eric really isn't threatening here with a win next turn.
And all he wants to get with the Slight is an Ad Nauseam, right?
Yep, so, Ad Nauseam definitely.
I mean,
or maybe another spoils. Land isn't terrible either. Yep, and now he's all set up for just 5 mana. Yep, Ad Nauseam the hard way, 5 lands.
That's good enough. Got a Maelstrom Pulse and a Abrupt Decay or something, maybe? Some piece of interaction.
How many Abrupt Decays did we bring? 2? 1?
I don't know.
Unknown.
Exclamation point deck list would help someone find out.
Pretty safe Thoughtseize here. Definitely takes Angel's Grace.
Ooh.
Oh.
So he takes Unlife because he hopes he can draw
one of those interactive an Abrupt Decay or a Maelstrom Pulse is great, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. And again, like me having perfect information here is does change the equation a little bit.
Oh, the last few draws for Eric have been quite beneficial for us with drawing the redundant Unlife and the Laboratory Man.
Yeah.
How many times has your opponent gone so low in life total you were just able to lightning storm them for like 3 lands? And Michael's so close right now, especially
he is close
after he fetches this.
I've done it against Death Shadow, and the mirror I have attacked with a lot of Grey Ogres before.
Oh, I was sort of hoping we would see an Ad Nauseam mirror match. I don't know if you guys have talked about that already.
Well, I don't find it very fun to play. I know it's entertaining.
It's not for you. It's not for you.
Okay, I understand. It's better for the show.
So you considered playing the Laboratory Maniac just to block?
Yeah,
I think you would trade with Dark Confidant. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Unless
Michael
he
can
thinks
just
Dark Confidant is a route to victory.
He could also just fire up the Quagmire and still present a shield break on life.
Also, I think Eric doesn't want to help a creature get into the graveyard against 2 Tarmogoyfs.
Yeah, that's true.
Like from Eric's perspective, Michael's got to have a removal spell in his hand by now, doesn't he?
Yeah. Ooh.
Interesting.
This collective brutality is pretty nice.
So,
The Angel's Graces are pretty nice too, though. They're
many.
They are time walks in a way that the redundant Unlife wouldn't have been.
Right.
I wonder if Michael's thinking about that turn. It does seem likely that he maybe, with all these extra draws, could have gotten a card to remove the Phyrexian Unlife.
It was a tricky judgment call.
You should definitely fire off the brutality here.
Mm-hmm.
Grab the other Angel's Grace, sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we do get to put him. Life loss will go through this.
Oh
right?
yeah. You trigger you get the Unlife down to 0, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was perfect. And then his other Unlife is redundant this way, right?
True. And if Eric draws Serum Visions and tops, we still have the Field of Ruin activation just in case.
Yeah, I tried to do that to disrupt his top of the library in my match.
Yeah, it looked right. All right, -1.
Yeah.
No Angel's Grace. Eric is going to get what? He needs it right here.
Yeah, he needs it right here. The Hissing Quagmire offers lethal.
Can we just...
Even through a Lab Maniac.
Yep.
Even through a Lab Maniac. All right, one draw step. Can Eric find Ad Nauseam? No.
He cannot. All right.
That looks good. That looks good.
Yeah.
Non-biased commentary here. That looks like a great draw.
The one nice thing about teams is that you're allowed to do biased commentary. It's okay.
Yeah, I guess so. But Randy, you've done a great job at staying very Switzerland, very even.
Yeah, I'm neutral. You're not going to see me dancing at the top decks.
Yeah, so it just looks
You're
like
welcome to join in. Honorary play design. Backup dancer.
I never would have been in a position to play for CFB, but
true.
Yeah.
I did start the FFL you guys play in.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite thing of the day.
Just cast it. Win that way.
Abrupt Decay on Unlife.
Yeah, that's definitely the stylish. Oh, he's gonna
go for the full.
Oh man.
Oh, poor Eric.
Michael going for the psychological victory here.
Turn all your guys sideways first. Okay.
All right. So game 1 goes to Michael Majors. Black-green mid-range. Got the job done. Jund did not beat your Ad Nauseam deck, but I was gonna. So do the red cards matter at all? The fact that this is black-green rather than Jund? I don't think that hurts you in this matchup.
Yeah, the Bloodbraid Elf can provide more of a clock, and Ancient Grudge can blow up your artifact mana, but Michael has kind of compensated with more brutality and Fulminator Mage.
Sure.
Michael has the...
That's Shadow of Doubt?
Yeah, I think he's just playing that for a little cantrip action.
Yeah, a little cantrip action. I guess he might anticipate Eric bringing in the gifts package, so it's definitely a hedge against that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super hard to bring in all your ley lines and your gifts and givens and the unveil rights and all that stuff all at the same time.
Looks like Eric's elected for the leyline package.
Yeah.
Michael will have to hedge on which plan he thinks Eric's going to do.
Yeah.
How
Eric
devastating is a turn 0 Leyline of Sanctity? If that shuts off all your discard spells, feels
it's pretty
bad.
devastating here. So we have 2 Back to Nature, very key here, and
it's pivotal to the plan.
Yeah, Back to Nature, and I guess that's our.
Well, you have the Maelstrom Pulses also,
and the Maelstrom Pulses are our only outs. Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like for Eric, he only sideboarded out the Pact of Negations and a Pentad Prism, and 1 Phyrexian Unlife. That's how I like to sideboard too. You normally want to trim 1 to 2 of your pieces of permanent combo pieces, so like the Prism and the Unlife. And I like keeping in the 1 Pact of Negation just in case you draw your whole deck and you still need to counter a spell.
That makes sense.
1, huh? Oh, so you kept in 1. Nice.
Yeah, you keep in 1.
Did you keep in 1 also?
Yeah, I really like how Eric sideboarded here. He's definitely like skilled with this deck. I'm excited to watch the next match.
Yeah. I think we talked about in your match on the play you would have considered the gifts package. Is that right? Yeah. So
on the play I would have considered it.
we get to a game 3. Get to game 3, right? We
Yeah.
would see that. But he's on the play here, actually. No, so he doesn't feel the same way.
Yeah,
Why
but
is there a Golgari rot farm in your side?
We wanted one so bad last time. It's just so good with Tireless Tracker. Rebuying your land to get the extra clues. It draws you a card, right? It's +1 card.
Sure.
So the story is Tom looked at our side, at Michael's sideboard, and said, "Hey, you need a little bit more. You need some more lands because your curve's pretty high on the sideboard." And then Michael came up with, "How about 2 lands with the Golgari Rod Farm?"
2 lands in 1 spot, 3 cards if there's a Tireless Tracker.
Oh my gosh!
So these hands are basically how both players kind of wanted their sideboards to work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you really going to use Back to Nature to blow up Leyline of Sanctity? That's a thing that's going to happen?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's gonna do.
Only in the Modern Super League.
Wow.
This is exactly how he drew it up.
He also has the
Yes. Somehow this isn't the craziest sideboard plan of the month. After the Ice Falls at Arath Levy last week. Jeez.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Eric looks like he has everything. Well, I guess he's short mana is the other
Yeah,
thing.
he's only missing fast mana, but besides that, he's got the World's Fair. Temple of Deceit, pretty nice draw.
Now he left in the Lab Maniac, correct? So even if we Back to Nature and we're able to Inquisition this Lightning Storm, our man's got some outs, right?
Yeah, I'm really wondering if Michael will actually take the Lightning Storm to hedge against Eric taking out the Maniac, but with his lack of win conditions in the sideboard, I don't think he's going to do it.
Oh, you think
New
because he has
replacement Leyline has been found.
Yeah.
With all the other win conditions in Eric's sideboard, you assume he brought some of them in, so Michael probably won't go for the Lightning Storm.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, that's what I hope happens.
Yeah, it seems hard to count on them being on 1 win condition, especially with spoils in the deck, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to
definitely.
sideboard their deck into a deck that 1 card gets exiled, you lose.
Right. Well, that's what you sign up for when you register this deck.
No, you sign up for 2 cards that win the game that might both get exiled.
True.
Or you eschew spoils altogether.
Yeah.
And you play 1 win condition.
That I'll buy. All right, Eric doing his best to sculpt a hand. He has found the land that he needed.
That is
Hasn't
true.
found any fast mana, but he has found land drops 3 and 4.
Yeah, Michael's got a great turn here with Back to Nature into Blooming Marsh into Inquisition. He's going to be able to take that
1/2 of Back to Nature Inquisition.
Yeah.
Classic Modern.
What is going on? He doesn't want to be greedy and wait to try to get a Phyrexian Unlife too?
I don't think so.
I think he's scared, and he just wanted to do it. You know.
But like you said,
Fair
Randy,
enough.
he has the backup Leyline right there.
Can't take it with Inquisition. Can't take Ad Nauseam. Basically have to take... I guess the Angel's Grace is a reasonable card to take.
Yeah, I think Michael's most likely going to take the Angel's Grace here.
Yeah, with a Liliana coming down in a couple turns, maybe even next turn.
Yeah,
Eric will probably have to be priced into eventually discarding this Lightning Storm.
Right.
Eric is going to tap out for Leyline next turn and then get it Maelstrom Pulsed, isn't he?
I don't think you Maelstrom Pulse immediately. I think you land the Liliana and start working
Yeah, the
on it.
Liliana looks pretty nice here.
Okay.
When you draw a targeted discard spell, then maybe you look to Maelstrom Pulse.
Right.
I'll buy that.
But I do agree that Eric will slam this Leyline.
Yeah, definitely. Lotus is a pretty nice draw here. Since Michael isn't really pressuring Eric, he can just go for the value Ad Nauseam. A very fun but dangerous play.
That play would be significantly worse had he left in the, or actually brought in the Iona, Elish, don't like all that stuff.
True.
Eric's mana is in a little pinch, though. That Field of Ruin seems relevant.
Yeah, he does still have those 2 basics. But yeah, these gemstone lines
Gemstone's
are
not
ticking
gonna last
down.
forever. And Liliana's going to pressure his hand, so presumably you discard the Lightning Storm?
Yep.
Yeah. I love discarding the Field of Ruin. The Ramming Up will bring it right back next turn.
Yep, very nice, very nice.
What is Eric want to draw?
Oh, he can't play that land.
He has
Comes
to
into play tapped.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So drawn an untapped lane, he could have value ad naused and
He has to value ad naus. Gets fuel for the Liliana for a couple of turns. That would have been the line, but Seachrome Coast.
Not going to do it.
Ah.
A pretty risky but interesting play Eric could make here is tick down both of his gemstones so that if he draws another fast land, he can play it untapped.
Whoa. That's why you're here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not see that. That's funny. However, Liliana beats that.
Yeah. Liliana's doing a real good job here of just eating away at everything.
And Excavator. Oh, the value.
Here it comes. This is exactly what Michael Majors dreams of in his sleep.
You guys can clinch both of your match wins with the same black-green deck?
That would be a story, wouldn't it?
Oh man. That's
You'd have been in trouble if Seachrome Coast came into play untapped.
Yeah, that
You would have gone value ad naus, discard to Liliana, untap real ad naus,
right.
Quite possibly with an Angel's Grace.
Right, and he also he could like draw more Simian Spirit Guides, which you can actually deploy like prisms on that turn if you don't want to discard to hand size.
So at the cost of losing Michael's entire hand, he could double Liliana here.
That is true.
Don't know if I like it.
Yeah,
I think this is safer.
Oh, is he going to go for it?
I don't know. Looks like he's discarding Liliana.
Because let's remember the Lotus Bloom is coming off next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good point.
So.
Oh wait, he discarded his Lily? Okay. Then pulse on the ley line. Get to poke Eric for 2 here.
He will be able to value ad naus.
Yeah.
And this is where it really comes down to every point mattering here with the value ad nauseum being the play.
Do you like this line rather than second Liliana activation to clear Eric's hand? Eric has to be defending something, doesn't he?
True. It's very unlikely that his hand is double ad nauseum, but Michael did get to see that he discarded the ad nauseum, so maybe that was the correct play.
That's true.
But
yeah, he's going to replicate a Lotus Bloom and hope that's good enough, but Eric can add naus as a response.
He's definitely going to go for it. This is where it gets fun.
Is there any way to get a kill off of this?
That would be very
Lands. Keep going. There's one.
I don't think so.
If it's like all
he could just draw like 7 lands and a lightning storm. Oh, they can't draw the lightning storm. The lightning storm's in the
lightning storm
graveyard.
Ouch.
Ow. Take 4 from Leyline, take 5 from Adnos.
Yeah, the ley lines in the sideboard always hurt this plan.
The treetops have lethal here?
Yeah.
He has to keep going to hit.
He has to keep going and find Unlife.
Yep.
Or Angel's Grace.
Do the treetops have lethal?
5 total? Oh,
you can only activate one of them.
You can only activate once currently.
All right, fine.
So Eric sees that, is willing to take 5, stops drawing from the ad nauseum. Gets a scry. So if Eric can come up with... Oh, he doesn't have an untapped land out of this mess, does he? Oh, he's got the Pentagram.
He doesn't. Yeah, he's got the Prism.
So basically, he needs to top deck Angel's Grace. Or maybe Unlife? I don't think he has the mana for Unlife.
Ooh,
yeah, no, he's definitely in a spot here.
Did we consider Eric losing half of his permanents?
We also have to take that into consideration.
Because that is likely to happen. Oh, no, he's just dead. Oh, does he go for it, though? Now he can treetop.
I think he can pretty safely go for it and then back up Liliana Ultimate.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which do you do first?
I think he'll just go for the fire up the treetops.
Is that because he's doing it? And so you just said what he's doing?
No, because I put that together because I've played Magic a fair amount.
I like it.
Treetop Village, Raminap Excavator, Michael Majors attacks for lethal. Channel Fireball goes down. Congratulations, the Play Design team.
Woo!
R&D still full of talent. Proving these guys still know how to play. Loving the chance to play for something, and you guys get to play for a lot.
I'm super excited.
2-0, buy all the way into the top 4.
Nice.
It's funny. I know that technically you guys aren't eligible for the prizes that we have. And I can tell that bothers you not one little tiny bit.
Not even at all. And we got the whole squad here.
We did it again. We did it again.
Woo! Nice job, Paul. You did good work.
Oh, you did the heavy lifting today.
I'm hyped. I was supposed to do heavy lifting, but I was too busy watching this.
You did it, buddy. You did it.
Oh, yeah.
We did it.
We did it.
Fucking
Up top.
Good job,
Nice.
Get it-
Black
get
Green
your
taking
face
it home
in.
again.
Right. I know, right? The same deck, both matches. How is no one
get in
else
there.
playing
Winner's
this
interview.
deck?
Winner's interview.
I haven't seen anyone else play this Black Green deck. You guys have now won 2 different Team Modern Super League matches with Black Green in the final, and no one else seems to have even picked the deck up.
Maybe now they'll actually respect the Black Green deck. I mean, we've just won back-to-back weeks with the deck, so.
I will note that Logan Nettles did 5-0 a league with Black Green. So
Oh, after?
respect, yeah.
Never won
Nice.
himself.
Nice, but then didn't run it. It hasn't run it in the major events or the Team Modern Super League he put together. He went back to Jund.
Yeah, maybe he needs to get a few W's more under his belt, and he'll figure out that it's the right way.
It's
to go.
hard. Yeah, it's hard to build as much confidence because this has so much less man hours, right, relative to Jund, where it's hundreds of thousands of hours. So it's a lot more solid. But maybe people will see the light. People will see the way.
Tireless
Black
Tracker greater than Bloodbraid Elf. That's your story.
Right.
Yeah, they're sticking to it. Man, that's great. So you guys are through to the top 4, 2-0. You're the first 2-0. Don't have to worry about the first round of the playoffs. Congratulations.
We did it.
Appreciate it.
We did it. Doesn't it feel so good to win again? Man.
Yeah, when
See y'all in 2 months. Or
Meanwhile, Channel Fireball will be playing in the first round of the playoffs. They're still very much in the thick of things at 1-1. They'll have to play a different 1-1 team to try to claim their own spot in the top 4. Man, that was a fun show.
That was a good time.
Good work, team.
Thanks for having us.
Good work.
The only thing that went wrong, we never got to see the Wargate deck.
Yeah. Well, I think we
Give us the pitch, Michael. It's your deck, right? They kept blaming you for it.
All right.
Give us the pitch. Prismatic Wargate. What's going on?
So, Prismatic Omen is a really cool card that I played with a lot, like in, pet decks or whatever. And I vaguely recalled that Jerry Thompson had wrote an article in like 2012 in like Old Extended talking about Bloodbraid Elf Wargate.
Wow.
So I dug up that article and I made a list and I was like, this is pretty cool. And I played through a league and I realized that Bloodbraid Elf was the worst card in the deck, so I cut it. But, you can't let all that effort go to waste, so.
Look at this beauty.
Yeah, my favorite part about it is this is actually a late edition by Tom Ross, was the 1 Rest in Peace, 1 Stony Silence on the sideboard that you can Wargate for.
Nice.
That part's pretty cool.
Toolbox.
Yeah, but
Toolbox is nice.
This deck looks really goofy, but it can actually kill from like a super low base. You can just Wargate on 5 mana, get Prismatic Omen, play a fetch land, and deal like 12 damage to your opponent in 1 turn. So I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. I don't know how competitively viable it is. Disclaimer. My favorite part about it personally is the Renegade Rallier in the sideboard that you can also bring to light for to get back your Prismatic Omen. So you can backdoor into your Prismatic Omen through Bring to Light. That's pretty sweet.
Wow.
Jeez. All the angles.
Yeah.
All of the angles.
But it's a cool deck.
Awesome. Well, maybe we'll get to see it in the top 4.
We'll see.
We'll see if they let you put it back in the slate again. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. It has been awesome watching you guys play again. It's been awesome watching you guys win again. So we will see some more of that when we get to the top 4. Meanwhile, next week we got another spot in the top 4 to hand out. The Brew Crew won their first match. Minvie won their first match. So one of those 2 teams is going to join Play Design in the top 4, and the other one at 1-1 will still have another shot at it in first round of the playoffs. That should be a fun match. Yeah, it should be a super fun match. This was a fun match, too.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Come back, same time, same place next week. Play some more Magic. See you then.
Yes! Yes!
I